and we'll do a quick recap. I'll try to be very quick. Aquarius and Esther were planning some sort of mischief. It hasn't come to fruition yet. Zinnia's paler than usual. Moonmark is gone. We discover a very interesting novel in the book, and Zinnia and Rosalind are doing the book club between the two of them. It maybe used to be Orazur's copy. His apprentice ran off with it once. His student might have made the book. Dunno. Ashta accidentally comes across that blue-robed wizard guy selling the flail to him. Didn't realize it was him until he'd already walked away. We went to talk to the cleric that lives by Orazur. He did not like Zinnia being there, and we pretty much got him on a solid, maybe he can help us if he's really needed sort of thing. So that's something. He also recommends we try to go disguised, but that presents some logistical factors. We might have to get around somehow. We head out towards the Citadel, but first, before we headed out, we went and got a few diamonds and searched for a non-detection ring of some kind, and Ashton managed to find the blue-robed wizard guy again. Had to drop a ton of gold on a plain necklace chain that pretty much lets the spell be cast on whoever's wearing it for no material components, so it gets rid of the diamond cost, but we still have to use the spell slots and keep up on it. Oh well, it's better than what we were doing. Anyway, we get out into the glass bogs and notice an odd mass of vines, and in the middle of it, there's a wooden door with a brass handle at the center, and it communicates via telepathics via Thorn. It can send us places, can get things wrong. Sometimes people come back and are like, yeah, you were a little off. The door offers a test run with Thorn. We try to send Thorn to visit Orazur, and he squishes on the window, because the door catapults. Apparently, it's fine if the target location is outside and not in, but still, we're like, nope, 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 and we walk away. Camp down for the night, get Thorn back, and we've got to do a little bit of training, and we continue on. That is it.
Alright, and with that, I think we'll divide up the training hours, and then we'll get to the plan.
Okay.
If anyone has any request for hours that you guys can use, I'd say probably have about 3 hours worth of training you can do before you have to bed down.
Rosalind's gonna offer Ashta the Fey Charm training.
Check my hours.
You're getting close, aren't you?
Yeah, he is at 92.
Okay, yeah.
Damn.
So he will definitely take that up.
Wow. Okay. Alright. Just gonna fire off Fey presence.
Well, I suppose first the usual walk away.
Yeah.
Kind of separate from the group and all that, yeah. Is this before or after Thorn is resummoned? Because that will take up one of your hours.
Yeah, that will. Can we say it's after, or would Ashta want to do that right away? Because
He can wait.
okay.
He's not in a rush.
So Thorn's back first.
I have a question, Ashta, just because I never considered it. Does Rayla remain in your pockets for these Fey sessions?
I generally assumed not.
Okay.
In the implication of such that no one is listening.
Okay, I was just curious because I never thought to ask.
Then Rayla can go and play with Thorn.
Yeah, it's the basic idea that something embarrassing might be said, or something like especially after the back of the knees bit, and the leverage used there within.
Give me them knees.
I have to imagine most of the time you have to check through everything you have to make sure Rayla isn't in your anywhere, because she would enjoy that.
He's got a lot of perception, but yes.
He is a small, invisible Fey.
But anyways, yes. Alright, so Fey presence. Wisdom save.
Okay. She asks
I love
Ashta.
that laugh.
Ariel's laugh makes me very happy.
I'm glad. She's gonna ask Ashta. Phrasing. What is something that you used to do as a child that you find embarrassing now?
Mm, I guess there's a pause as the gets a face full of rose smell. Face full of potpourri. And just
Plaque potpourri.
yes. Just well, it wasn't exactly when I was a kid, more of a young teenager, but I wanted to look different. It was the time where basically what I would do is I'd buy something else from a store or use my own ink, and that's like more than 6 seconds, right?
Probably. It runs out.
hmm
Hmm.
And he bites his lip
Oh,
or tongue or something.
you cannot stop there.
I think I can.
Ah, you would buy something at the store or use ink, and what did you do with it?
I'm not falling for this again.
What, you think this is something I can use against you?
I'm confident it is. You know the question you asked.
And now I am very, very curious. I'll make you a deal. If you finish what you were telling me, then I'll tell you something about maybe something I used to do.
He narrows his eyes. You're learning from your patron more ways than one.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't know yet. But you're not quite good enough at it. How do I know you're not going to simply take my information and run off?
Would you believe that of me?
I would worry that of myself.
So you're saying you don't trust me?
I'm saying it's a risk I'm not willing to take.
Alright. What if
I do
I take
trust you,
that
though.
risk?
He raises an eyebrow.
If I go first, will you, on your honor, on your word, on whatever you would swear by, complete your story?
He gives like this small grin. Is that an order? I'm still bound to guard you, aren't I?
I'm not sure this is guarding. Does it have to be?
It'd certainly be a stab in the back to run off with it myself.
Alright, I order you not to stab me in the back. Metaphorically or otherwise.
And he gives a grin. You don't trust me?
Hmm. No, I think I do.
But it's a risk you're not willing to take.
You're the one who asked if it was going to be in order.
Fine. You first, then me. Don't you have anything
Hmm.
of the caliber anyways?
Well, I don't know what yours is, so I don't know what the caliber is, but...
I'd find out. He kind of like crosses his arms expectantly.
She's kind of humming and thinking to herself for a few seconds. And she says, alright, alright. I suppose at this point it's hardly a secret. Some of my, reading habits? Tastes in literature?
Your recent book club?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that is. It's.
No, that's not the sum of it, just a lead-in. So, when I was, I think, 12, 13, not 14 yet, I think, there was not really a series. It wasn't continuous, but they were all by the same author. A set of books, a run of books in, well, somewhat, I think Aquarius would call it sappy genre. Nothing too outright, but, well, it was all very much the dashing hero and the maiden or the lady or what have you. Basically, it was, in hindsight, very, very formulaic. The plots were basically interchangeable, but different faces and different details each time. And I absolutely loved them, and I practically consumed them. And I noticed a pattern of events, formulaic.
Go on.
Well, it was something of a running theme in every single book. That at some climactic moment, usually after some initial danger had passed or something, the maiden heroine would, she would inevitably swoon into her love interest's arms, and I got it in my head via childish logic that was just what was done. When you fell in love with someone, you just had to do that. So for a period of a few months, I practiced swooning onto my bed.
Oh.
Gives a look and like
She's
it's not a
mildly embarrassed, but not overtly. She's just waiting to see if, okay, that's it.
It's not a chuckle. It's just a look of like kind of amusement. Really?
Not good enough? It's something I'd rather not have repeated.
Can Asha insight this?
I mean, what's the DC gonna be?
He wants
What
to
are you
make sure
inciting?
he wants to make sure that this isn't something she's making up,
Roll insight.
and being able to confidently say otherwise or later on.
Yes.
Hard to read.
Your guess. Relatively confident of whatever that guess is.
He gives a look and so like, okay, I'm not familiar with such novels. What does swooning entail?
It's, how do I explain this? It's fainting, but more so.
They lose consciousness?
Sometimes. Usually it was more like, okay, it was a very delicate collapse, is the only way I can explain this. It was always very dramatic and a lot of sighing, and, well, the narration didn't exactly linger on the actual swooning. It very quickly moved on to the muscular arms and so on and so forth.
And that was what you took interest in?
Maybe not the overt muscles so much, but it was very interesting to a young girl of about 13 who, well, I don't know. It was everything else bundled up along with it, but that just happened to be a point that it came up time and time and time again, and so, of course, logic dictated that if this always happened in a story about finding love, then it must happen in real life. Surely. You know, along with all of the other ridiculous sword fights and chases and villainy and so on and so forth.
And this is 1213. You
Roughly.
stopped afterwards?
Yes, I realized after a time that basing expectations upon, well, pure fiction was maybe a little bit silly. I also, at that point, I think started seeing, taking note of actual couples and came to notice a distinct lack of that behavior, so,
Okay,
I also may have missed the bed once.
I was
Oh,
about to ask, because how you describe the act implies multiple participants?
Well, I
How
didn't
did you,
exactly have one, so I just sort of threw myself against my bed. It was a soft surface.
like, just face first? Or,
Typically backwards.
it,
You
it-
see, if a lady pitches face first into her loved one's arms and ends up face down, it's awkward. If she goes backwards, then she looks up into his eyes, etc. Yes, you don't know how the books go. I was about to say you know how they go.
he's gone from like a Melanesian to like trying to like comprehend this like weird genre subtext thing.
Yeah,
It's like
good luck.
trying to explain running with toast in your mouth to someone who's never heard of anime before.
There's the math equations going by his head right now.
God, fuck off.
Thank you, Sky.
And he's like, so it's just you yourself. You never practice with.
Oh no, I didn't really have anybody that I wanted to practice with, and even at the time, I knew that it was a little bit silly of me. I suppose even to be practicing it at all. And so I just never brought it up with anyone. The phase only lasted a few months, and anyhow, this is getting very off topic. I think that you have a return to make on this deal.
He kind of sighs and. Well, speaking of phases,
Please, please tell me this is going where I think it is.
I guess the difference here would be that you might be at least somewhat familiar with some of the things entailed here. I'm completely unaware of reading the books. You well, you wear makeup regularly, yes?
Yes? I mean, apparently. And she gestures at her face.
Yep. And you know it's sometimes not just for women, yes?
Yes? She's got a growing smile.
He's like not even looking at her in the face right now. Well, it was that, and it was as well. I was still learning drawing with my ink and stuff at the time, and well, let's say there's a few times waiting at the inn. Uncle was out for a while on whatever business, so I decided to try a new look.
With ink. Drawing ink.
No, I bought some mascara from a nearby general store. And it's like he's not
No.
looking, but you can see the red like from the angle.
No, I'm sure it looked lovely.
It did not.
Hmm.
Well,
No practice.
in the same way that you were all over the idea at the time, but looking back at it, and being able to see and picture yourself,
Mm.
understand how not great it was.
To be honest, I want to see this at some point.
And he gives a look over the shoulder. See it?
I don't know. I have an image in my head of I realize that I can't ever see small Ashta trying inexpertly to apply this, but it just seems like it would be either amusing or adorable.
Did
Sad
you
can't
expect me to
turn
give you
back
that
time.
freely?
Would you give it at all? I'll let you borrow some of my supplies.
Temptation.
You know what? I today see something rarely seen from you. That was genuine, not quite embarrassment, but something of the sort. I will indulge your request on the condition that,
Of course, you may wash it off right away.
well, this is a fair trade, right? I'm demonstrating my horribly embarrassing childhood habit. Should you not be returned in kind?
I don't exactly have a bed here to throw myself on top of, and she gestures at boggy surroundings.
And I don't exactly have a mirror and time away from the others, which, by the way, they're not seeing it. This is exclusively you.
Just wait, brother.
Again, there is still the minor problem of I am not going to topple backwards onto the ground. I told you I missed the bed once. I've no real wish to experience that again, especially on slightly soggy marshland.
No. I'm not letting this opportunity get away. You're not. Because I know if this starts now, and I give you an out, there'll be plenty of more in the future.
Alright then, what do you suggest to fix that?
He kind of straightens up and just. Well, I suppose I could catch you.
And how do I know you aren't going to just drop me for your own amusement?
Because this is an equal deal. Think of it as a trust fall.
Well,
Oh.
I suppose if you put it that way. Alright. Just,
Wait.
in that case, try not to drop me.
Wait, you. All right?
Listen, just be ready to catch me. You'll see me coming. And she'll move over kind of in front of him, slightly back turned, and take a moment, steel herself, okay, she's gonna just topple backwards, trusting he's gonna catch. And before she does it, she takes a really deep breath and does the overdramatic hamming it up, hand on the forehead, and
Give me performance. See how dramatic it is.
Does she let out a sigh as she does it?
16. What's that word?
You do almost like a full pirouette before you drop. It's like the.
I never needed to hear that noise. I could have gone my whole life without that filtering through my earbuds, yet here we are. and I feel violated.
This is for you two boys.
Okay, doesn't catch her.
Do you catch her? High enough dexterity that if you choose to, you choose to.
I don't like
but do
that
you choose to?
pause.
Mm,
I don't
Ashley, don't make her eat shit.
he'll
Please.
catch her. He'll catch her.
Okay.
That was the player pausing, not the character.
Thank
Okay.
you. Trust is maintained.
Mm,
Okay. So she swoons into your arms with an overdramatic.
God, why again?
Stop! With the
Specifically the
noise!
torturous guy.
I fucking hate you so much, Conrad.
And you catch her. And she is very light. Like, you're not particularly strong, but she is light.
well, that was quite the performance.
Thank you.
Careful, any dogs in the area that might be fucking sonar blasted just now.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Never in my life did that sound have to grace my ears, yet here
Oh
we
fuck,
are.
that sound was recorded.
Yes,
Yep,
it
right.
is.
It
Did you
is.
forget?
I did.
Twice, brother.
There's my new text tone.
Stop.
Honestly, if that's the solution here, that's okay with me.
All right.
Ty, if you can make that a text tone.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
She's just looking. Okay. Good enough.
I think so. You can get up now.
Oh, yes, sorry. That's surprisingly not uncomfortable given all your armor.
Well, I mean, you have to. The armor can't exactly be sticking out or, jagged or anything, catch things. It's meant to be slim and stealthy. Well, anyway,
That makes sense. Yes. Here, and she's going to pull out the little pouch that she keeps on her. Of very basic makeup-y things, and she's gonna pull out, I have no doubt she has some sort of eye makeup.
I'm not gonna try to police what makeup you have in your bag.
Okay.
Give the boy.
And she's going to
Some-
look at him and go, since you helped me with my small problem, and in lieu of not having a mirror, do you mind if I put this on you for you? At least that way you don't poke yourself in the eye.
you have a. Is there magic to clean things? You have that?
Yes, I have that.
Then. And,
And
you will
I
do
will
it.
use it as soon as it is done and I've had a look.
And
Completely,
I have your word
and I
on that.
yes, you have my word. You were so good about catching me and not dropping me in this, in this soggy bog. I have to return the favor, don't I?
I assume they're like by a tree or something.
Sure.
And he'll just kind of like sit on it, like kind of like knock his back against it and just kind of slide down it. Fine. Only the eyes, nothing more.
Okay, only the eyes, nothing more. Though you do
And,
realize that you've just given me free reign over the eyes. I've got a few other things in here, you know.
I
She's
could have
gonna
dropped
start-
you into the mud, and we're focusing on equal trades here.
Oh. The equal trade is that you did not drop me in the mud, and I do not let you walk into camp with, well, suspiciously dark and long eyelashes. Let me try just a little bit of... I've got just a little bit of eyeshadow here, please.
And he kind of like tilts his head and like, fine.
I'll keep it subtle. And she's just gonna go ahead and just do just a quick little bit around the eyes.
As a note, he has fantastic eyelashes.
Damn, boy.
He's one of those guys that has like unfairly nice eyelashes,
Yep.
and
Yep.
you just start doing the mascara. It's like, God damn it, doesn't even need it.
Half the time it's covered in hair and mud and blends in with the stubble.
Yeah, he's got the pretty ASMR eyelashes, doesn't he? That's what it is. Isn't it?
If you could describe eyelashes as angelic, this would be it.
I'm sorry. Fuck off.
Because of bloody course.
I'm sorry, brother, but if your eyelashes blend in with your stubble, we have got a grooming issue.
That's a fair point.
That's not how that works there, brother.
Alright, Hulk Hogan, chill.
Okay.
Anyways,
Do I need to roll anything for this, or is it just it's done and
Rosalind has makeup pretty often, right?
yeah?
what's your passive makeup?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's fine.
Expertise. He's probably got expertise in it. So
You could wing a beholder with your skill. Like, come on,
no mental image, Conrad. Why?
it's just one really big eye.
There's a lot of eyes.
No,
to
there's
look.
multiple.
Okay, I mean like starting with the center eye.
Which direction
wing a
would you
cyclops.
go? Okay.
It's up to you.
Well,
Hold on while I pull up the pictures of the chick from Futurama.
please don't. Please don't.
I'm trying to figure out which way she wings it.
Okay, fine.
I don't think there is. I don't think Leela ever wears makeup. Anyways,
It is done.
It is glorious.
Rosalind
so
enjoys it for a few seconds.
Asher will sigh,
He looks
Walk-
pretty with it.
walk over to a nearby puddle, and just like kind of look in the reflection, just like, yeah, that's well, it's certainly more well done, but it, yep, that's the memories of regret right there.
Why is that such a mode? Jesus Christ.
It really doesn't look bad. Well, that might just be my skill coming through. She teasing and gives him a nudge.
Go looks over. Yes, and guess you're good at makeup and acrobatics, and he gives the nudge back.
Oh, a compliment. I'll take it. And she'll go ahead and cast Prestidigitation on his face. It cleans off all the mud as well.
He will double check in the reflection.
Yeah,
Alright.
in his entire face. She promised.
He kind of pulls up his hair. It's like, are you sure you got all of it?
Fuck.
What are you
I did-
rolling,
I
Sky?
I'm rolling to add on to my health.
I didn't.
We're
put
almost at 40, boys.
Just Rosalind says, I didn't put anything up on your hairline.
No, but usually my eyelashes aren't that like that usually, are they?
Well, usually they apparently are. They were when I started.
He turns around and he's like, okay, now you're lying.
Why would you accuse me of that?
Because never mind.
Ashta? Accept this. You are one of those men with very, very pretty eyelashes, and it is colossally unfair. And you just need to internalize that and move on.
There's this twitch of horror on his face for half a second. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you've got what Hal Kareem can never have. Think of it that way.
Out of character, how are Hal Kareem's eyelashes comparatively?
They're nice, but they're very blonde and hard to see.
Boy don't got eyelashes. He got eye nubs.
They're pretty good eyelashes, but they're very hard to see.
Okay.
Disappointing.
And he'll just kind of
Pretty boy supreme. What do you expect?
yeah, and he'll also just I guess well, to finish what was mentioned as well. And he'll just pull out his book and just flip to one of the earlier pages and just turn around this kind of like a kind of like flamey kind of spikes and or various things, just like the generic kind of tattoo design with that little bit of the tribal kind of thing going, but there might be a knife or a skull somewhere.
Kind of like the Kingdom Hearts logo in style.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and he just kind of shows that and it's like that was the what based off of. And I'm horribly embarrassed on some of the earlier art too, and he like quickly snatches it shut and puts it back in the bag.
Have I not seen that book? Or did you show me a
It's-
later one?
There is a part on the front with pages taped down.
Oh. Is that what those were?
There's a few others. Just much more personal.
Hmm.
That one was more just hiding it from the world, but I suppose that's about it.
Well, this time at least, your secrets are safe with me. And she gives him a pat and goes and heads back to the rest of the group.
And as she walks by, same to you. And oh, and by the way, you might not get this nice opportunities much anymore.
I'd better make the best of it then, hadn't I?
I've almost found a way to conquer your whatever it is.
Keep dreaming.
I will. That's how I learn it. Starts walking back too.
Fair
In that
point.
case, she's going to cast suggestion as they walk back.
Bitch.
On guard, bitch.
What do you suggest?
I suggest.
Bells.
Yep. I suggest.
Like, there's the mutterer of arcane words, and he's like, "You."
Oh, yep. May I suggest, Ashta, that tonight, perhaps a little before you go to sleep, perhaps if you find yourself at a bit of a loss for things to do on watch, whenever you can spare a few moments, I would like you to, draw me something nice in your book, something that you think I would like. Draw me, how about your favorite flowers? And then let me see it.
I guess.
May I also have a look in your other book? The early pages?
Is he considered charmed here for that as well, or?
Oh, no, that's not how suggestion works. The second question is just a question.
All right. He goes, well, you saw one of it. There's only about 4 pages.
Very well. Your favorite flowers, drawn in the book and shown to me.
And every time she mentions flowers, like, you get this like cloying scent of like roses in your nose. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you could do a piece of art for her. It'd be nice.
It's easy enough request in his head, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't gotten much practice in recent.
I don't think that you've really used much of those new inks.
There hasn't been much of a chance to.
This could be an opportunity. Have fun.
Do I? Just you, right?
Just me.
All right.
Though I might
Walks
want
off.
to show Zinnia as well. Esther. Well, we'll see.
Rude.
All right.
She's pretty
Got
sure.
8 hours, motherfucker.
Hey, 8 hours is plenty of time to do a little doodle.
Yep.
Yeah. And also, as a note, you now have an hour of downtime. Because an hour waiting for her to get ready for Thorn. Basically an hour worth of training for this, and yeah, you got an hour to kill now, so seems reasonable you could do it in a short hour. I mean, it doesn't have to be a great sketch, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, for everyone else, if you'd like to figure what you're doing for those 3 hours, go ahead.
Enchanting.
Yep, just some
Alright.
reading.
Okay.
Did I
Fantastic
throw
for
that?
for the first hour, which
Yeah, I was gonna say.
just whatever works.
Yep. Just where's my numbers? There it is. Up to 57. There we go.
All
He
right,
did a
so-
bit of wing training beforehand.
yeah, makes sense. His eyes winged.
Not anymore.
So, Ashton, as you kind of settle down for that last hour, you begin to kind of just ink out that little sketch of whatever flowers you think she likes best.
Oh no, his favorite flowers, she said.
Oh, sorry, his favorite flowers.
Yes, something she'd
Okay,
like,
sorry.
but his favorite flowers, she specified.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
I'm gonna want to know what those are, by the way.
And you can choose to show her tonight, or you can show her it in the morning. It's up to you.
We rolled D2 tonight.
Factory things you can do before like you feel sleep like starting to come upon you. So it's approximately done. You could probably touch up if you felt like, but it looks good.
All right, what kind of flowers are they? Think fast, Devin.
Yep. Give me a second.
Fair.
That's fair. If anyone else has any things they want to do notably in the 3 hours, let me know. You guys would notice like Aquarius is basically kind of just playing in a puddle, looks like. Just to kind of enjoying using the currents that she can control there to like move water around in a small puddle of the frothy water.
Esther's gonna look over at what she's doing.
Just being bored, it looks like.
What you doing?
Oh, just not much, honestly. You know, because currents in water, currents in air. It's fun to see how they interact.
Would you be able to do anything with fire?
Make it bigger.
Esther's gonna light something in her hand.
She blows air onto it and it grows.
Nice.
And you notice, like, as she's like breathing on it like with her breath. She doesn't stop for like until you ask her to. She just keeps blowing out without breathing in.
How are you able to do that?
What do you mean? Do what?
You don't breathe in.
I'm made of air, basically.
Seriously?
I mean, pretty much, like I said, I can absorb oxygen from like wherever I want in my body. So, like, watch
That's
it.
so cool.
And you watch, she kind of like basically takes off her armor and just kind of like leans into the bog and like just sticks her hand out and just stays underwater.
Esther's like eyes wide, so happy. This is the coolest shit.
She stays down there, just kind of not doing much, just floating along in the water with her hand above the surface.
Esther's gonna like tap her hand.
Yep, she sticks her head up and goes, "Yeah."
You're so cool.
And you're so warm. Sorry, I would call you cool, but isn't that an insult to some Genasi?
Thanks, Conrad. No. Not in my culture, at least.
Different cultures, I guess. Then you see her kind of like get out of the water, and she's covered in just muck. And she goes, "Cover your eyes for a second."
Okay.
And you are just splattered with mud as you open your face again, and she is completely dry. It's kind of like a whole body sneeze type thing.
Awesome.
Hope you don't mind a mud bath. And she just walks back to the camp.
Listen, you cheeky shit. And
Real,
Esther will follow her.
real quick, Ariel, do you remember what color inks Ashta got?
I think they were the basic primaries. I can't quite recall.
It was pretty much a full ink set,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
but like very strong pigments, not just like slightly red. It's like deep reds.
All right.
Yeah, you water them down to get lighter colors.
Although Ashta does like his dark colors.
Fair.
He's used to just
Hey.
black ink, so
You water black down in order to get shades of gray.
yeah, just he likes his thick lines and stuff like that too.
Eh.
Just
Fair.
Y'all. Hot second, but what time is it over there?
903.
Okay, so my clock's just jumped ahead. Neat.
Fair enough.
I guess after an hour, Ash will go over and just like flip a book around and hand it to Rosalind.
She takes it gleefully. What does she see?
On the page, there's red rose, a bright orange zinnia, a kind of bright red cactus flower, and like a small sprig of lavender.
Oh my god, Zinnia the flower. I was really
Yeah, it
confused for a second.
Yeah.
Yep.
Devin, you prick.
That is sweet.
It's so sweet.
As a note, they're not like super detailed, but it's that kind of like very good use of negative space that like suggests all the detail it needs. It's really cool.
This
We're
is
his favorite flowers.
this is
They're all pretty fucking fruity, so.
And you kind of like pass it. It's, like,
Big mood.
it's at least what they are right now, I guess.
And where are you in this?
You kind of look like I'm not. You just got trails off.
You're
Hey,
not
no.
you're not your own favorite?
Not very much.
Almost a shame. You deserve to be someone's.
You just kind of like tilt it, like kind of like tilts his head slightly in a dismissive.
I'm hesitant to ask, but may I add something to this? Borrow your pen for a
He's
moment?
still kind of basically charmed right now.
No, the task is complete.
Right. God. I'm gonna say at least hangs a bit because he's gonna be freaking once he comes to the realization, he's not
Fine.
gonna be.
I know that this is your book.
Well, you wanted it completed if that's what it needs to be completed.
I might not have your skill, but can you
Should be fine.
finish the group?
Kind of gives a look and
It doesn't need to be a flower. Just something for yourself. I'd rather see you part of this. You know you're not alone.
I know, but
If you can't bring yourself to add anything, then I will do it for you if you'll allow me.
he just kind of like thinks for a bit, and I'm not quite sure of what kind of flower he does.
Honestly, Rosalind was just gonna go flat out for like an oak leaf branch, maybe an acorn or something. To go with that tattoo design he did and actually went with. Because, frankly, I can't think of a flower either.
Yeah, he's just like with the like black, just a kind of twig with a oak leaf on it.
Yeah, I can see a thistle.
Oh, yeah, prickly. But still kind of cool to look at.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think maybe just we'll do a gray thistle basically,
Throw a thistle in there, yep.
like a very like pale gray kind of. Just there.
Have you ever seen blue thistles?
Can't say I have.
I have. They're actually very nice. It's your
And then
favorite
there's
color.
a pause, and he goes, "Wait a minute. You, he kind of like, you did something.
You.
I simply made a suggestion.
Does he know the name of the spell?
Hour of training for that.
What?
You can add an extra hour of charm training for that.
All right. No, but does he know the name of the spell?
Oh yeah, it's a simple spell.
Yeah. He's like, funny.
Was it a bad one?
He just kind of like doesn't say anything, sighs.
She taps the book. This doesn't look like it was a bad suggestion.
Not saying anything. He goes. He picks up the brush, dips it in water, and then just like a light fling of blue, and just puts it to the thistle in the kind of basically it's like a shade, like the dark shade under it, but still keeping the gray. There.
Well, thank you for bearing with me. I did say that I had to do all I could before you completed your training, and it became far more difficult.
Well, you owe me one. Practice up on your acrobatics. And he taps her on the shoulder and goes and takes the book and walks off.
Rosalind believes she owes him nothing of the sort, but she's not going to argue. She's going to go find Thorn and probably go to bed.
Okay. And yeah, you guys do your standard sleep and set to watch. Roll a quick luck roll. Ty, let's go with you. Okay. Peaceful night. As you wake up, you guys notice like a small fox-looking thing, kind of just resting in the embers of the campfire.
Pursuing.
As soon as there's like people starting to move around, it just kind of like gets up and just darts off into the underbrush.
And so, can we do a sleep training?
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and roll your required rolls.
What's the DC on that? Well, I think I made it.
Yeah.
Right, and how many items do we get? 8?
10.
9. We're on
10.
9-hour rest right now.
You are.
What's said?
Alright, then.
Yeah, Rosalind's good. Zinnia's good. No, Zinnia's not good.
I'm not good.
He
I took
has
it
hit
for
100.
hours. Zennia's not good.
100 in which?
Charm training.
Charm?
Alright. Sky, let's go for your intelligence check. Assuming you want to do sleep training.
No, actually, she wanted
1 and 2.
to talk to the Fane.
Okay. Mash, I'll get to your charm training in a second. Would you want to ask the Fane?
She gonna, like, I guess, tap them awake.
To kind of like muscle out of their slumber and go, yes?
I wanted to know, do you have any sort of information on Onis?
Nothing a decent book couldn't tell you, but we do have information, yes. They have control over, some say light, but mostly they can turn invisible, they can create darkness, they can fly. They're tricksters, and with many of the associated aspects. But cruel and plotting, as I'm sure you found out recently.
Do you know a potential weakness?
Not in particular. They are relatively hardy creatures, and if you had some way to stop their ability to regenerate, that could be a benefit. However, there's no well-documented way of doing so, other than necromantic magic.
Another thing. When Aquarius died, and I was being pulled back, was that able to unlock anything that might have been previously hidden about my soul's departure?
Well, give us a second, we'll look through. And you feel like in your sleep, you feel your like muscles twitch and like your eyes like flutter open for a second as they kind of basically root around inside your brain. And actually they come back and they go, vague actually. Yes, there is one image, I suppose we can call it. If you blinked, but the moment you blinked, you saw something instead of saw nothing. And they show you an image of what seems to be some kind of ship thing. It's imagine if you took a nautilus shell and you sliced it in half down the kind of across the edge of it, so that it still had that spiral pattern, and made it face down. So there's this winding pattern beneath, and it's kind of like floating in this ocean of stars, and you're coming up from underneath it, and there's these lights on the inside. You can see there's something on top of it, but you can't quite see what. And it's just that image.
Interesting. What about the woman?
Which one?
The one who approached me in wherever I was?
Nothing that you don't already know.
Alright. That's, I suppose, all I can think of at the moment.
We can give you a pleasant dream if you'd like.
I would really appreciate that.
She dreams of Aquarius.
Not of Aquarius, but basically beach of everyone. It's a dream of everyone kind of relaxing by the beach, Ashta underneath an umbrella. Still in his armor and everything. You see Rosalind kind of sun tanning, taking a nap on the ground. Zinnia kind of just sprinting across the sand, chasing Pyrrhus. And Aquarius just foot stuck in the air while the rest of her is just underwater, floating in the distance.
And Caius is buried up to his neck.
Caius is buried up to his neck with two little boobs. Just made of sand. There's a cherry on top of each one.
Why?
I love it so
Conrad,
much.
did you forget this is going on YouTube again?
Nope. Alright. And it's a pleasant dream. Weird, but it's pleasant. You yourself are kind of watching over everyone with like seemingly some kind of shade of a hat over your head and holding a watermelon.
It's me, the mother.
Basically.
A slice of watermelon or whole watermelon?
And again, I remind you, fruits and vegetables here are fucking huge.
I'm holding a full-grown waterman.
It's like twice the size of a decently sized pumpkin.
It's a watermelon and a beach ball all in one.
Pretty much.
I'd like the dream to end with me drop kicking it towards Gaia.
Sure. And it hurts, but
I don't think the transfer of force goes well in that situation.
yeah.
It's a dream. You can do anything in a dream.
Except hit things.
Okay, fair. No, you hit things, but you hit things with way less force than you put into it.
So it falls like 3 inches ahead of where she came.
Yeah.
Basically. Or like just launch it to the moon. Your choice.
The moon. The moon!
Alright. And Ty, what memory would you like to ask for?
Besides the potion, what the fuck is making Bo so strong?
Okay. So, you gain this kind of perspective where you're looking down and you're watching as you chop your own arm off. And your hand is blue, and in the other hand you're holding your glaive as you chop it off. And as it kind of, out of the bone marrow on the inside, you see growing this horrible black and white hand. And it kind of like the fingers flex for a second. They're like way more clawed than they should be. And as you point your hand towards this gateway, this swirling sand, you see the palm of your hand begin to swirl as well. And suddenly you're in a desert. And the memory fades.
I'm gonna roll
Better
a
get
D4.
out of... Bitch, better get out of the fucking desert. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, incapacitated for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. So, as you guys begin kind of your morning, you notice that you don't know how, you don't know why. Esther has sunburn on her nose. You didn't know she could get sunburn.
I was gonna say, Conrad, how the fuck?
You didn't know she could. Yeah, you didn't know she could get sunburn, but her nose is peeling a little bit.
Interesting Fane dream? We know how this works.
Say that.
You've got a little something, she scratches her own nose.
What? What's on my face?
Well?
Or what's leaving your face?
Who took my nose? Is my nose?
No. A bit of... It's just dead skin, really. It happens when some of us are out in the sun too long and get burned by it.
Where his hand's like a little container full of this like green gel.
Oh, you know what this is.
It's basically just moisturizer.
Oh, okay. Who handed it to me?
Aquarius. There's a lot of winds in the plane of ice. Skin gets pretty dry pretty quick.
That's fair. I don't know how I burned.
Yeah, me either. Maybe don't sleep so close to the fire.
Well, I mean...
Astra just...
Yeah. As a note, it only takes like half an hour, Zinnia, for you to wake up.
Yeah.
Considering you already take a lot less time to sleep. But you guys know it does take a while for Zinnia to get up in the morning.
Oh, also, when everybody's bustling around, Esther's gonna lean over to Aquarius and go, honestly, I think it might be your fault.
Hope not. Mud's supposed to be good for the skin.
No, I don't know. I think being next to something as so hot as you, it might have burnt me. And then she's gonna walk away.
I'm gonna have Aquarius roll a swoon check. No.
That's sees it and understands. Oh, that's what it is.
Oh, those things. I got it.
Yeah, no, you basically see her go like blue screen internally for a second.
Like it's like the open hand and the fist on it. Like, got it.
Basically, no, basically Aquarius just kind of stands there for a second and just looks at you and goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go."
Did
Esther's
everyone
already
see this?
walked away. No, I made sure it was like when everybody was busy and bustling around.
Yep.
Esther is very proud of herself.
Does Rayla see it?
Oh, true. Fuck, does Rayla see it?
Conrad, are you there?
He's gone.
Fucking dead.
Oh no.
Oh my fucking god, he fucking dead.
Oh my goodness.
He needs some milk.
Is that what solves it? He's typing.
Also, yeah, just pouring milk on your mic.
No, on your router.
Also, I have a list of these
As a
really,
reminder, everyone has high passive perception.
Yep. Zinnia has like 18, Ashta has like 17.
Holy. Okay.
No.
Everyone does 15.
I should like
Rosalind
side eye
said-
Zinnia. And just like makes a light like gagging motion.
Esther may or may not be laughing.
Zinnia will give like just a little bit of a chuckle and just try and beckon Ashta away a bit because they need to talk to him.
Yeah, like looks back to them and he raises an eyebrow like, oh no, was that a mean thing to say?
No, Zinnia's gonna shake their head.
And start walking. Yeah, maybe start the conversation early with Fane, just like, what's up?
If you guys want, you can switch to the hiding stuff chat. It's up to you.
Yeah,
Oh.
Nope.
We're not allowed to know?
yeah.
I don't know. I just no one ever uses it, so I figure you guys should have the option.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, that's not going to be on the recording. Yeah.
Binge.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
The viewers, aka us, can figure it out as we go.
I guess so.
As a note, Aquarius is like, again, has like the thunder inside the cheeks.
Yep. We've only gone so far into the session, and already everybody has been embarrassed at least a little bit. Well, not everybody. I think Esther and Zinnia are still okay?
Esther has been fine, and
Okay. Esther's done the embarrassing.
Been an incentivizer or the embarrassed.
Yeah. In a couple cases, both.
We officially have 2 spoons.
oh my god.
Rosalind's
thought you
was
said-
deliberate.
I would argue that Esther was deliberate in what she did.
Oh, no, the swoon was deliberate, okay?
Oh, I know. Esther was trying to cause the swoon.
Okay,
Yes,
fair, I
yes, she
guess.
was. You have given me a route for gay. Do not think I will not take it.
It's a powerful sentence.
Oh, so, interesting thing about being a level 9 wizard, there is a specific spell called Teleportation Circle,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and I
It
know
is a
how
very
it.
useful spell.
So, we can set up warp pads, boys.
As a reminder, teleporting is still dangerous.
Yes.
Beam me up, Scotty. So is Star
teleportation-
Trek.
Yeah, you guys have used teleportation circles before, though. That's how you guys are basically teleporting like 90% of the time.
Yes, but now I can make that.
You can make them by casting it day after day after day for in the same spot for a year.
Yeah,
That's
which,
how
I
you
mean-
make a permanent one.
Which Fortress, to be fair.
Yes.
I
mean, we'll have our own
however-
castle.
When you learn that spell, you gain knowledge of 2 places that you can teleport to. Which 2 circles do you choose?
Is there one in the city?
Yeah, there is where you guys teleported onto like the very precipice of that one mountain, Citadel.
Oh, Perhaps we might think of that one.
Be warned, they've got a hell of a security system. You teleport onto individual platforms very high up in the air with no way down, except for somebody coming up to get you. When we went, we were expected because Rosalind wrote ahead. If we just pop out of nowhere, unexpected, unannounced, into that circle space, who knows how long we're going to be clinging to those rocks, waiting for somebody to go, hang on.
You guys have ways of delivering messages.
Yeah, but still.
What about Penel? Penal?
No. Let me remind myself where that is real quick.
Penal.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so Penel is the Goblinoid capital. So yeah, if you want to pick one there, you can.
Alright. Goblin Boys. Sounds good.
And did you want Citadel to be your other one?
No.
There might be
I
later
don't want
use
it.
for it. It's just one circle. There's a lot of circles. Actually, no, sorry. Penel wouldn't have a permanent circle because it's technically not a permanent city.
What about Valeri?
Valeri would have a few. There's a few inside the library. There's one on the outskirts of town. There's a few you could pick from there. So yeah.
We'll do Valeri, outskirts of town, and Lucerne because we come back there so fucking much.
Okay, yeah. He'd probably have been taught the one from Orzer's place.
Orzer, give me them runes, son.
Basically. I'm just gonna see what's going on in the other channel real quick.
Okay. Fun.
Yeah.
Alright, let's type that.
So yeah. For the record, if at any
Mhm.
point it would come up, Rosalind can and probably would tell Esther what Ashta did for favorite flowers.
Please do. Were you the one who asked the question of what your favorite flower was?
Yeah, actually, Ty asked me to ask that for Zinnia. And when it was said that, oh, he does sleep training for the charm stuff, I was like, oh no, he's too close. He's gonna finish it. I need to do this now or never. That's why impromptu suggestion happened right then.
It was hella sweet though. That was a really, really cute little thing.
That was.
How much angst this fucking game has and drama. I think we need some of that every once in a while.
It's always great when it comes from angst-mastered Ashta himself.
Yes, that's true. I was so looking forward. I thought, okay, the eye makeup made me very happy, but I was convinced, like, I took ink and I dyed my hair.
Hey guys.
His hair's already dark. He wouldn't be able to dye it without bleaching at first, probably.
Oh god.
That
But
just
yeah.
makes
Unless he
it
just covers it in white.
Yeah. No, white. I don't think white ink
I
would
wanted
do
to
that,
be
but...
more angelic like my ancestors.
No!
So you guys see Ashta come back looking scowly. Seemed a bit unhappy.
Are you two alright?
He
Fine.
gives a look to Zinnia.
I like to
Well.
imagine they both did that sound at about the same time.
I should be honest with all of you at this point.
Okay.
I currently am in the same soul, of course, but am in a different body. Sort of a trial run of what I would be if hypothetically
She
I were
dedicates
to...
herself to the Raven Queen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
You know that deal that was offered up previously?
Yes.
It seems Zinnia took it and then some.
It's not that deal, it's a trial, and I told Ashta, I'm doing this because I want to be able to protect you a bit more than I was before, this is more of a clerical thing than anything druidic. But if I...
So you did
Yeah.
this without telling us at all.
beforehand. Nope.
You know, the Raven Queen, the evil one.
The one that currently has a chip, that I might have a chip on my shoulder.
Gods are...
You guys see
did
from
insult her.
the campfire in the center of the thing, the smoke kind of coalesce, and it goes, "Yes, they did. Although I'd ask you not to call me evil,
Can I
Esther."
deal with this on my own?
Um,
I'm sure she's
That's-
listening at any time, considering the
I'm always
situations.
listening. That is my power. I get to listen whether I want to or not.
Great.
Esther, I'll have you know I am not evil. My followers, some of them are, but as are the followers of any god. I am an observer and a collector of information. I don't take sides typically. I'm neither evil nor kind.
Not kind. Sometimes kind isn't good, and sometimes good isn't kind.
That is correct.
So you make no claims on whether or not you would be considered good in that case?
Some may consider me good. Some may consider me passive.
We're asking you.
I am who I am. What do you consider yourself, Ashta?
How do you consider yourself?
Knowledgeable, pensive, and overly aware,
She got me.
let's say.
She got me information on Bo.
That I did.
At what cost?
I passed out for 2 hours while you were all asleep.
And would you have the opportunity, if not for the other bits?
Pardon?
And would you have the opportunity for such a trade without the other agreements?
I wouldn't have been able to tell you that he cut off his own arm and is able to teleport. No. But it gives us a bit more insight on that he's not a normal Oni even after that potion, and that he's getting more powerful.
Doesn't matter. You've made your decision.
Yes, it was
And
my decision.
that's it. It was Zinnia's decision. Doesn't matter if you're pleased about it or not, but at the end of the day, that was their choice.
I'd go
Zinnia?
very much against that. I'd say it's very much if I or any of us have issue with that. And it's very much not just Zinnia's decision because they are along the ride with us. The
I'm
Queen
sorry.
and the Avatar.
The Queen's going to know exactly what we do anyhow. You heard her.
There's no extra eye being turned towards us because of this whole situation.
Ashta, to be very fair, an extra eye was turned towards us before this situation. The extra eye led to this situation. The deal wouldn't have been offered if she wasn't already interested.
Watching.
She can see everything. She knows
Exactly.
all memories.
She's an omnipotent force. She knows all. She sees all. She chooses whether or not
She
to
leads
give said information.
One, that's omniscient, not omnipotent. Two, she can have as much information as she pleases. As much as is forced upon her. I don't care. This is something we're doing. This is something we choose as a group. Our plans for the future. That includes anything that affects the groups of the party members of this group. I can't help but feel that you went behind our backs on this one, Zinnia.
You're right. I did. And
Why?
it was for a stupid, childish cause, but it was still my decision. I've lived 133 years. I do have regrets. I don't know if this is going to be one of them yet, but I'm going to live it.
Zinnia, is this going to hurt you?
No. I did this so I can help you.
I know you did
That
this so you could help
answer
us.
the question.
Wasn't
I
the
just
question.
want to be certain that you're not helping us at your own detriment.
I'm not killing myself by doing this.
I didn't ask if you were killing yourself. I asked if you were hurting yourself.
No.
Zinnia, please, I'm not attacking you.
I'm not. To my knowledge, I'm not.
Why don't you ask the one who has all the knowledge?
Zinnia's gonna turn back to the Raven Queen.
I gain no benefit from pain.
Will you take me over at one point and betray them? I don't want that.
I have no plans to. I don't see any reason why I would.
What's this avatar?
It's a different body, same soul.
Where is it?
It's me. I don't know where Zinnia's body is. Well, my body.
Imagine you cut Zinnia's head off and stuck it on a different walking bit.
No, nothing like that. Look, I can swap any of your memories around if I really wanted to. If I did it without permission, it would be painful. But I was given permission. I could put all of your life, your experiences, into Rosalind's body if you asked. And Rosalind would think like you, be you, for all intents and purposes, except for the body.
I would ask that not happen now or ever.
Zinnia, do you
Okay.
understand why I'm concerned about an entity that says such a thing so calmly and condescendingly?
Yes.
I don't think you're stupid for making this choice. I'm worried I'm gonna lose someone else. And I hate to see it, and I hate to see anything that could set up for it. And whether that's you dying or just you not being the same person anymore.
None of us know what the future holds, Ashton, but right now, it is me. And that's all I can promise that in the present, it is me. And that's all I can give you because none of us do know what's going to come. But all of the decisions I make right now are going to be mine. And I don't want her to affect the choices I make. Once again, if I do anything to hurt you, as I said, you can put a bolt through my head because I want to reassure you that it wouldn't be me.
Oh, let's not, shall we?
Please, no.
You understand that is the last thing that could convince us on this, right?
Yes, but it was what I wanted to say at this point. I don't know what to say that will make you feel good about this, Ashta. Nothing will make you feel good about this.
As far as I'm concerned, if the worry was not being you, and the worry was having memories tampered with, or anything of the sort, then consorting with her in the first place was the mistake on that front.
What's done is done. You can't go back and change it. No matter how angry he might be, or how torn about this Zinnia might be, Zinnia made their decision.
And I could always reverse it if you'd like, Zinnia.
You're not going to do that, are you?
I'm not
I
ready to
could.
make that decision.
Not you, Miss Queen, but Zinnia.
It was was the initial offer that if I wanted my body back, I could get it, but I'm still not ready to make that decision.
So where is your original?
Where is my original body?
I think the best word would be, home. Nowhere on this plane, but home.
And if I requested, I could be back in my original body?
Well, I would transfer the memories back, and then I'd bring you back here. But effectively, yes.
So if I ever wanted to go back to being me, I could.
You could. However, my offer would be ended.
This is why I'm not ready to make that decision.
The decision is yours to make. Make it as you wish. And, Ashta, if it does help, this process is natural for an elf. This happens every time they get born again. Some argue it happens every time they sleep.
You know all. You understand my reaction to that statement.
I do. And I
Then
understand
get on
you'd
with it
rather
and
have the
don't waste
knowledge.
your godly breath.
As you
Again, with insulting the deities, really.
No, I understand this time. Right now he's agitated. Before he was simply, rude.
Arrogant.
Well, Ashta has a way of growing on a person despite seeming rude at first.
Like moss.
Zinnia,
Ashta is... Yes. Yes.
as long as it's not going to hurt you and as long as you can make this choice, then alright. Just, if it ever does become too much for you personally, then no matter how it might benefit us all, you believe, or whatever is on your mind, just go back, if you have to. Think of yourself
Keep that
as
in
well as everybody. She's gonna go and give Xenia a hug on that and whisper, "Don't become another Ashta, please."
Zinnia's gonna just cry a little and laugh.
And with that, the smoke fades.
Esther's gonna step forward and just extend her hand.
Zinnia will shake it.
And Esther's just literally going to hold her hand and look. Next time you desire to make a decision like that, at least speak to us. Or at least one of us. Doesn't matter who.
I
But in
felt
the
as
sense of
though
having, just in the sense of having an opinion.
I felt as though if I told all of you, you'd have the same opinion as to what decision I should make.
But at least if you laid out the options, we could have had a discussion.
Didn't know the options until I had them. I knew you'd all would just say no if I went, hey, the Raven Queen wants a trial run of champions.
But if you said it was if you had said it was a trial run and that no harm would come to you, that it was able to be reversed, it might have been a very different conversation.
I know. I'm
We are
sorry
your friends.
to all of you.
It's all right. Just remember, we have to trust one another completely and thoroughly if this is something that we are going to go through. And considering the madness of it all, I don't think deception and going behind each other's backs is going to end up very well for any of us.
Indeed. I adore all of you.
And she's going to pull Zinnia into us.
All right.
By the
Don't
way,
cry now.
I'm nearly done with that first chapter, so I believe it's your turn next.
Oh, this is going to be fun travel literature.
As a side thing, there's a slight like half-hearted chuckle at the I adore all of you, and Asha not taking part in the hug yet.
Esther's gonna lean back. Ashta,
Senior's not looking Ashta in the eye at all. Doesn't even want
Ashta,
to look in his direction.
midget man, angry dwarf.
I beg your pardon, but I believe he and I are the same height.
But I don't want to pester you.
Well, yes, but is calling
Ah.
him very short insulting me?
Isn't that like 5'6"? That's not that short, Esther.
No, it's not.
Fine. Angry hunter man. Trigger happy crossbow boy. Hello?
Rudy Tooty Aim and Shooty?
That one.
Ashta,
I prefer my name.
Ashta Lightwell, if you have a middle name.
He just kind of slowly walks over.
do you have a middle name?
If I do, my dad knows it.
You see Rayla poke her head out of the pocket and go, Cornelius!
Ashta Cornelius Lightwell.
Well, that's your middle name.
It was just a
now.
guess. It was just a guess.
Oh, it's sticking. It does.
I'm
Glorious
not sure
little
it
thing.
suits him, but that does make it funnier.
Ashta Cornelius Lightwell. Glorious.
It's-
All right, corny boy, come here. And she's gonna pull him into the hug.
Oh, not more corn.
Stop.
You don't need to if you don't want to, Ashta.
Like Esther's hand, I assume, goes on Ash's shoulder, and he just stays stock still, and just. You understand the state of mind I'm in right now? Is name calling really the best approach you want to go with?
I'm simply trying to lighten the. I'm not meaning it in any offense.
I just had an arsenal, and I feel like if it went downhill from here, I would never be able to use them.
He just sighs, goes in for the hug.
You can call me whatever nickname you like. Believe me, I've heard of them.
You hear whispering from across the camp. Aquarius go, Candlestick maker.
Esther's gonna shoot her guns.
And he kind of like leans over to Zinnia. For what it's worth, the concern was us not. If you knew that was going to be our reaction, and the concern was us just saying it to you, you might want to consider the fact that maybe you're not worried about what we're saying, but that we might convince you otherwise. Just something for the future.
So I'm just gonna pat him on the back and just go, "You're a good man, Ashta Lightwell."
I'm something.
You definitely are.
Well, so am I. But we can all be our little somethings together
I guess
and kick some ass while doing it.
I'm pretty sure I've actually been checked for certain tendencies for morality and been rejected. You remember the helmet of the dwarf, Eric?
I remember that you were the only one of us that dared to touch it. I think
so I'm
that
headstrong.
Perhaps you
Oh,
simply hope to be a very good person, which is a good sign in and of itself, perhaps.
Also, Ashta, I think there also might be a bit of conflict. We can't have two self-sacrificing people, can we?
Anyway, you're
Unfortunately,
a
it
good
seems.
man. And,
Unfortunately, it seems we do, and they are butting heads.
You see
Ray!
Rayla comes out of the pocket and goes, how about you sacrifice each other? That way you at least value each other.
Rayla,
Oh, Rayla.
really, I don't.
That's a good idea.
The hand goes and pushes back in the pocket.
That's not quite how that works.
Well, if they're self-sacrificing and they have to worry about each other, they might actually
That's
try
enough.
to...
That's enough.
Ah,
Grandpa
feeling.
bullshit.
I'd like
The bane of his existence.
I'd like to make the distinction that I tell any god to fuck off.
We know this, Ashta, and we love you.
Respectable. Don't tell my brother that.
Yeah, I'd advise not.
He gives a look. Why?
He's a
'Cause-
cleric.
He's a cleric, Ashta.
And so is Zinnia.
No, Zinnia's a
Yes.
druid.
I am a cleric.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
She mentioned it earlier, the recent deal. The
They
whole other body
mentioned
thing.
it. This is they
Speaking
mentioned
of,
it earlier. Thank you very
yes.
much.
Shit.
yes, speaking
So
of
you-
the other body thing, I haven't really paid much attention, but I've gotten very used to you occasionally changing forms in the morning. Are you still able to do that?
That's why you're paler.
Well, in this form, since I am technically a champion of the Raven Queen in this form, I am no longer an elf of Coralon. I am what one calls a Shadar Kai, like our acquaintance Alden and Myth.
That's
Oh.
why you're paler.
I currently don't have any sort of blessing of Coralon, nor should I, in this form.
So you aren't able to shift.
No, but she let me choose what form I was most comfortable with.
Well, okie dokie. But also, that's why you're paler.
Yes, I wasn't sick, but I did appreciate that extra bacon in the morning at Arzer's.
No, I guess the Raven Queen the whole time.
From your pocket here once more. No at all.
So, she says, what?
No at all.
Well, at least I can eat meat now without people looking at me disgusted, because apparently all druids are vegetarians. Fuck that.
Do you still have the chest mantle?
My druidic breastplate?
Yes.
It actually morphed into this when I made that decision.
You just can't.
That explains it.
Well,
Also, Ashta, from now on, breastplates are chest mantles. And you will never be able to take
Yes.
that back.
I have a decorative mantle though in my closet back in Lucerne. That is a very nice head mantle, but this is my chest mantle. And then there's the living room mantle. Then there is my living room mantle, which has all of Cam and mine's trophies.
What about your feet
Or-
now?
You hear Aquarius pipe up and go, "Hey, Esther,
Yes?
do you want to display your chest for the mantle?"
Only
You
in
can
your
see
wildest
that.
dreams.
So there are many mantles, but I do have to say you are still the best man here, Ashta.
But he definitely is not tall, or tall, if you will.
Good lord.
There is a distant oi from Caius, but we can move on past that.
Alright, now,
my concern
Very-
is with the public thing. We're just down a get out of jail free now.
Well,
I
we're
mean,
going
we can
to
always
the Citadel.
burn down the jail.
No. Well, we're going to the Citadel, which isn't really druidic, right? There's like,
The general
A
is an
general.
archdruid.
well,
Fuck.
no.
Given your
These-
slightly different appearance, there might be reasonable deniability for whether you are a proper druid and the benefits or lack thereof that comes with it.
I'm just Zinnia's twin sibling, Zinnia.
Can we continue this discussion as we walk?
Yes.
I was about to say, now that we have slightly dramatic, very eye-opening events of this morning, shall we head out?
This morning and last
course.
night. Anyhow,
What do you say, Cornelius?
He does not respond.
Esther's... She's doubled over laughing.
Where are you guys headed?
Citadel.
Can we take a quick break, maybe?
Yeah, I just want to basically find out where you guys are going first.
we're
Okay.
going
Yeah,
Citadel.
okay. I'd like
Okay.
to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm just gonna basically say, in that case, while we're going to take a quick break, about 10 minutes. Unless you guys have specific interactions you want to do the math for 3 days worth of travel for
Alrighty.
hours.
How many?
So that would be 27. No, that would be 21 waking hours and 27 sleeping hours.
I'll write it in the
Okay.
note in here, so
Thank you.
because we're gonna come back to that.
Also, reminder: Ash's charm training, and if I might be committing all of it, also his wing training might be done.
Factor it out as you wish. Discuss it between you guys.
Yeah, I'll be back.
We'll start up against once that's all figured out.
I'll be right back.
So was Zinnia's 15 sleep and then add the rest onto wake? Conrad. Okay.
Revealed, Ty.
What?
Glad that shit finally got revealed.
I know, right? It's been 3 weeks?
Yeah, how long have you had this shit planning?
3 weeks, about a month-ish, because when we started the maze, I was using the cleric sheet.
Ah, alright, so it has been about
Which is why I was constantly mixing up what the speed was.
Yep, this is the 5th session. Also, Conrad, with Zinnia, they'd only be sleeping for 15 hours.
Yeah, you basically sleep 4 hours less than everyone else per day.
So 33 wake hours in total. Awesome.
Yes. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the math. 27 minus 15 elf.
sleep hours.
Yeah, 15 sleep hours, and then 33 when I...
Oh, 33 wake hours, right.
Yeah. I'm so happy that got dropped. My shoulders are fine now because I can openly just be like, I'm a cleric.
Mom, Dad, I'm a cleric.
It's Zinnia. It's Dad, I'm a cleric.
Oh, true.
Dad, I'm straight. Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I can also cast Revivify and Raise Dead whenever I want because I always have those fuckers prepared.
So, also, hot second. So it's 27 hours of being awake, yeah?
21 hours being awake. It's in the Discord.
27.
Alright, 21 hours being awake, 27 hours. What can you learn while you are asleep?
Anything that you already have at least 60 hours in training in.
Can I make the 3 wisdom rolls, Conrad?
Roll to see how many of those 27 hours you get, first of all.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because if I have 21 hours of enchanting,
Yeah, I'm good.
that puts me in 60. Can I do that when I sleep?
Because it would require you to spend the 3 days before you actually have the 60, you can use the last 9 to do so. The other 18 before that you have to do something else with. Because you have to get up to 60 first.
No, that's what I mean, because I need to be up to 60.
Yeah, so on the 3rd day you would be able to if you make the check for the third day.
Mhm.
So you have 10 hours of sleep training. Rosalind, you're good for all 3.
So
Also,
I'm at
fun-
43, so plus 21, that's 64.
What?
For
Trying
the wake hours.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, with Cleric Zinnia, I have a higher DC for dream training, so there's one downside.
How many hours do I get, Connie?
2 more times, Sky.
2 more. It's 1 for each day.
Well, I was only doing the last one because my first
Well,
two
you
I
could still
can't
use
do.
the other 2 for something else.
I don't have anything for 60.
You could start something else.
Well, no, if they don't have anything above 60, they can't. So, yeah, fair enough. So, the third day, you get the
I
training.
thought there were some mental things you could do.
There are certain ones, but Esther isn't currently training any of those.
Mm-mm.
I'm saying, could she not start one while she was asleep? Just so the hours don't go to waste?
Technically.
Like, could you not learn a new language, maybe?
You've
No,
got
'cause you'd have to know the language first.
Yeah, you've got to start training in that language to a great degree before you can sleep train it.
Okay.
There are certain things, such as, like, if you're drawing on your natural abilities, like if Xena was drawing an elf thing, or Rosalind was drawing on a fae thing, they'd be able to do that without 60. It'd be a lower number, but you still have to have a number ready.
Well,
Like for certain things, it might be like 40. For certain things, it might be 10. But it still has to have something.
So, how many hours do I get out of this?
Oh yeah, so you get the 9 hours of sleep and then the 21 hours being awake, so a total of 30.
Alright, so Astra gets...
18 plus 21.
What's 64 plus 9?
73.
Thank you.
You're fucking kidding me.
How close are you to something?
Literally 99?
God!
Ooh.
What
Is that extra one? Because it might be something you can get help in.
Nice going there,
What do you
brother.
mean?
What is it?
Depending
Wing
on-
training?
I was considering doing, like, all wing training.
Ah.
Oh, could he fucking learn from Pyrrhus?
I'll say for the extra hour, yeah.
For the love of
Okay.
Christ, please.
Alright, so in that case, I got 2 things to update for Ash in that case.
That's
Yeah.
basically why I want to do it.
Okay, so
Fair
Ash
enough.
has done all the hours of wing training?
And all the hours of charm training.
Okay. So, no, what I mean is all the hours available he put into wing training?
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, because I
I'm
didn't
just-
get that last one.
Yeah, I'm just asking, okay, so no chess, no sword shield.
Where's Rosalind at for Sword and Shield?
Not that far along. She's at 44.
Just in this case, like, if she's cool with it,
Yeah. No,
basically.
I can dump all of those waking hours into enchantment kit training because I need to do that.
Yeah.
Puts me
Basically
at
a mutual
65.
agreement of like, hey, chess is fun, sparring is fun, but
Yep.
we gotta do some. We're almost there on some things.
Yep. Okay. It's good to know.
Alright.
Good to know. Because I was
So,
holding back
Ashton.
until we knew.
Yes.
The ability you get for the charm is, as a reaction, you can grant yourself advantage on any charm saving throw or something similar. Whether it's one that you're making for the first use or whatever.
I thought it was
As
just
well.
outright advantage.
Well, okay, so, hold on. So, you can do reaction to get advantage, as well. You can also take an action once per day, and just remove the charm effect from you, or any person you touch.
Okay.
I think that kind of suits Ashta just a little bit more, being able to kind of be like, fuck you, and also help his friends.
Alright.
If you disagree, feel free.
I just more so disagree with, like, kind of you just telling me that.
No, this is an option. Like, I probably should
Yeah,
phrase this first, but it's an option. This is a homebrew thing, so if you think it should be worked differently, say so.
I'll go with it for now, but like, I'll do some thinking on it because
Okay, cool.
yeah, it just feels like something a bit more than just like a 5-minute conversation in session.
Okay.
But I'll probably be fine with it. It's just less the specific instance, more the principle of it that I'm a bit iffy on.
Okay, fair enough. As for the wing training, I believe I never specified what that's going to be, right?
What's that?
Did I ever specify what the result of wing training is going to be?
I specifically requested just more charges of.
Oh, okay. I
divine
just want to make sure it was what I thought it was. Basically, you can use the wings up to wisdom modifier times per day.
All right.
Same rules as before, just it's up to wisdom modifier times.
All right. So he's currently at 2 of 2. And when he levels up, probably 3 out of 3. Okay. That's good to know. And is there any specific name for the charm? Just as I'm writing it down.
Charm school
Mule-headed.
certificate.
Charm school certificate.
Or just stubborn.
Dense.
Sure.
What's the? There's like a Pokemon ability that makes it like immune to infatuation, isn't there?
It's what
Yes.
Dell is. Oblivious.
Yes.
It's what Dell is.
I love it. Ashton is officially oblivious now. It's great.
I'll think something up. I'll put oblivious for now.
Because of course.
But if I think of a better name, that's yeah. So it was advantages reaction.
And as an action once per day, can end charm on you or someone you touch.
All right. Long rest.
Yeah, once per day, yeah. As a note, throughout these days of travel, the continuation of aggressive flirting between Esyther and Aquarius continue.
Not aggressive.
From Aquarius, it's aggressive of trying to say just the most outright and banal compliments.
Can we just the stupid and kind of cheesy? It's become a game. Can I read some? Because Devin and I concocted some. Wait, you must be an air genasi because you blew me away. Is it hot in here, or is it you? Wait, no, that one doesn't work. There are many. I like these very much. Time flies like the wind when I'm with you. You leave me breathless. It's really ice to meet you. It's funny we kidnapped you because you
breath of
stole
fresh
my
air.
heart.
Oh my god, you're a breath of fresh air.
Fucker. I should have thought of that. But yeah, no, Devin and I had a conversation where
Yeah, they continue to be as terrible as this, and then just the most almost I don't want to say perverted, but over the top compliments that they can.
Can I just say that sometimes Rosalind sidles over to Esyther with the book in her hands and reads out a little excerpt of cheesy lines for Esyther to turn
I love
down
it.
or use as preferred.
Esyther uses them a lot.
Perfect.
Glorious.
Also, just real quick, the whole end and the effect of a charm on yourself. Can I just meta that, or?
Yeah, you know when you're charmed.
Okay, no,
Typically, you
That's
only
one of the
know.
That's one of the benefits of this. You can tell when you're charmed.
Cool.
It's a meta ability. You can basically just focus and get rid of it. It's
yeah. No, I'm basically asking. Yeah, it's not something he is casting on himself, being like, "Hey, you seem like a pretty nice person. I should double check to make sure," and that kind of thing.
for the sake of this. It's very much a meta rule.
Yep. Okay.
I imagine that he reflexively tenses whenever Rosalind walks too close because of her rose perfume after all that Fey presence stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Also, just the thing: is it specifically charm, or is it charm effects?
Any effect basically uses charm, or the thing where it's if you are resistant to charm, you're resistant to this.
Okay. Yep. That's the thing I was wondering about.
Yeah, it's effective charm rather than outright charm.
It's not just the condition.
I guess charm-based effect is a better way to say it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm just doing charm effects.
Okay, so as you guys kind of continue on your path and get through the glass bogs and to the windier climates of the Citadel, you're basically at the base of the mountain, and you can't see the top. Like, there's clouds in the way, and it's going to be a long climb. There are no easy paths. There's like a bunch of like goat trails,
So
but
you're
there's a small sign that just says Citadel with an arrow pointing up.
Awesome.
okay. So you're telling me that the only way to move mass amounts of produce and other trade goods into the Citadel is teleportation.
Or from the Citadel to Citadel, yeah.
The only way is teleportation.
Yeah, or flying beings. Because Citadel does grow a lot of its own food. So does the Citadel.
Yeah, but
Esyther
still, trade.
gonna
There
just
was the
have-
whole thing about the giants in the lands beyond the mountains really liking those enormous pumpkins and whole, like, treaties potentially being based on that. They gotta get those pumpkins in there somehow.
Well, they gotta get it to the Giants. They don't have to get it to Citadel.
Okay, fine, they have to get it through.
I mean,
There's gotta be a road.
yeah, again, there's like footpaths at best, but they're not good footpaths.
I meant
It's
a road
it's a
for
small
carts and wagons and trade carrots. What the hell, Conrad?
Oh, to get like across the mountains
Get
rather than up.
into Citadel and the Citadel.
Oh, the Citadel. Yeah. Okay. So
What
the
is
Citadel.
trade infrastructure like in this place?
Sorry,
It's
so-
non-existent.
The Citadel, as was mentioned previously with Zinnia, it's basically water-based. They do it over the small rivers and things into the Citadel. Citadel itself, it has a bunch of druids and archdruids up there that grow their own food for the most part. There are ways of transporting stuff through flying creatures and domesticated, like giant eagles and stuff.
Okay, just
What are
to
caltrops?
just to check. Everybody else, I remember him saying the rivers thing, but I remember there being an overtone or an implication of if you want to sneak in, take the rivers.
Yeah, I thought that was a
Does everybody else remember that?
Yes. Also, what are
Conrad.
caltrops?
Caltrops
I mean, if you're trying
are,
to get into the city,
caltrops
but-
are like little sharp metal D4s and Lego bits that you scatter on the floor and it hurts people's feet. Only
thinking
they're
of
sharpened bits.
Damn.
Pittance.
Are you thinking of pittance there, Sky?
No, I'm looking at the chalk to see if it could have helped us here.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, I skipped over the rivers option because I thought it was sneaky, not open to entrance to the gate.
Yeah, well, okay, so again, that's like exclusively like trade routes there. You can't just travel in through that way.
Really?
Yeah, it's functional. It's not meant for. The Citadel is very closed off to the outer world, like intentionally.
Also, Pyrrhus is up right now. Just saying.
Should he be?
He's just stretching. It's before we head out.
Well, we were traveling for 3 days. He could have done it. Like, it's the fact that we're getting closer to societies and where people might be that is the concern.
Yeah. All right. In you get.
Back into the vase, kind of grumbling.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Put you in your carrying case.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
I guess we're hiking.
Mm,
Where's your horse, Ashna, when we need it?
probably still on Aquarius's plane.
Could always try summoning. Give her the whistle thing.
Whistle thing.
I don't know. How do you say horse?
It just appeared one day and hung around with us.
I know, but
I
You
can
need to
make a
tell me.
whistle noise if it's in the general vicinity. It's on a different plane.
I don't know. I'm offering suggestions. I don't know how any of this plain shit works.
And it's just like, if you don't understand it, why you offer? I appreciate the thought, but I think the horse is just on that plane now.
Rayla kind of looks up. It's like, have you tried calling it?
I whistled for it in the same manner as usual, and that helped that kind of wishful thinking, yes.
Did you ever name that horse?
I did not.
Doesn't it have a name?
Didn't mention one.
What do you call it in your own mind?
The large horse that was hanging around with us.
And you see it next to you. Goes, yes, boss.
That works.
Fuck!
I heard you call me.
See? I fucking told you.
Oh. Oh, don't underestimate the power of a name, Ashta, even one that's privately given.
Yes, Cornelius. Don't underestimate.
Okay, that one can probably be underestimated, but
And you notice this horse is ragged. Like it's seen some shit.
Are you alright?
Where were you?
Star Ocean thing.
He was lost
You
in
cut out a bit there.
Star Ocean thing.
Oh no, that was just exactly what you said. Okay, never mind.
4 words.
I know. Just it sounded like. Anyways, star. What plane?
Astral.
Was it the one we left you in?
No,
For a
that's
bit.
the astral plane. It's like, it's all stars.
Sir, is your name horse that sometimes comes along with us?
Yes, boss.
No, but I've been there.
I-
So I might know.
And he just kind of gives a look like. Was that what you were doing?
Doing what?
Have you physically been there?
She died before.
I died, Ashta. Yes,
Okay.
I've been there.
You've seen it. Okay, no.
And when we were reviving a...
anyhow, I believe we may now have one way up the mountain.
Well, for a few people.
For an
You see the-
instant, I was going to ask Zinnia to turn into a giant goat. Unfortunately,
You see the horse kind of like look at Aquarius, like sniff her up and down, and then look to you, Ash, and go, bite her face.
No. Not unless I tell you to. He gives like a evil looking grin to Aquarius.
She sticks a tongue out or two.
Wait, Dean's gonna look at Aquarius. You're a druid. Can you turn into a giant goat?
She looks at you and turns into a giant goat.
excellent. A ride. I can make you fly. A couple people can ride. A couple people can ride.
Could look
the
confused.
other. Please.
This one
trust me.
does.
This has worked before for us.
It has.
So,
Somewhat.
let's see. 2 on Aquarius the giant goat. 2 on our horse. Ashta naturally being one of them for the wings. Let's see. I can cast fly actually on 3, so a couple of others could just keep up in the air. That gives us... oh, it only gives us 10 minutes.
If we speed run it...
We'll only get so far, but we could do it in increments. I can do that twice, so 20 minutes travel, but then I'd need to rest for an hour, and we may need to go on foot.
Does anyone have a means of making something larger?
Can't
I
really
do.
polymorph? Oh,
Well, we could always make room on the one that's consistent.
Well,
Make the horse bigger.
yes.
How long is that? How long can you hold that up?
1 minute.
can't Rayla turn something into something else?
Polymorph.
Polymorph?
I can.
for
As
1
long as
hour.
that.
That's an hour.
1 hour. I could turn one of you small, so less carrying capacity. And then Aquarius could turn small too, so again, doesn't weigh much.
We still have the trouble of there only being one mount, and I can only enlarge it for 1 minute.
But if she turns us smaller, then we wouldn't have to.
How many can the horse hold? Just regular day.
Never tried it.
We did, when Rosalind had to be rushed back to Lucerne.
It was 3.
You tried up to 3. You never tried 4.
Mm,
3 can work at full speed.
There's more of us than Caius fell off. We also have Caius and Aquarius.
Yeah.
Aquarius
yeah.
can wild shape, and Caius could ride the giant goat, to be fair.
Well, we
But
could also
there's no
turn
flying.
Aquarius into not require a giant goat. Because Aquarius could turn into like a squirrel. And then we could turn Caius into also a squirrel.
Wait
and
a
then-
second. Can Aquarius turn into a great big bird like a giant eagle?
Can't turn into anything with a fly speed at this level, I don't think. Let me
Oh.
check.
Okay,
What level
Aquarius
is she?
doesn't have that level.
Let me check real quick, hold on.
It's level 8 is fly speed.
I kind of.
Oh, is it
assumed-
level 8? Okay, yeah, then they're good, they can.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was level 9.
Nope.
Interesting. All right. Yeah.
Esther's gonna look at Aquarius. Can you fly?
The goat nods.
I am
Can we
so
fly?
sorry that you used that ability already once. This
You're
could be
kind of like-
streamlined.
You see her kind of like anamorph back into Aquarius. And then she kind of goes, yeah, I was going to ask why a goat.
Nostalgia.
Continuity.
What?
Oh,
To be
not
fair, it was more
nostalgia.
of a question that you responded with becoming one rather than just saying yes.
I mean, I assumed you had a plan.
We did, and then I realized that my fly spell doesn't last as long as I thought it did for a moment.
We never have a plan. You should know that.
We were in the base stages. You don't commit to something while you're still.
Well, I thought if I turned into a goat, I could just walk up the mountain, because goats are much better at climbing.
It's probably true, but if we are going by air, then we might as well all stay together. At the same
I didn't know
speed.
we're going by air.
I believe
Can
it was
you fly?
discussed.
He puts the hand on the horse.
And the horse grows wings, and it's like, oh, I guess we're going by air.
Alright. How many can you carry in the form of, say, a giant eagle or owl or what have you?
One lighter person. My bones aren't super heavy with that.
Okay.
But it means I don't need to be carried.
What about you? And he
I
looks
imagine
up
that
at the horse.
Esther's fairly light.
Probably. Although I'm open to her riding me.
Large horse who sometimes. Large horse who sometimes travels with us and talks.
Yes, boss?
You really
Okay,
should
one.
condense that name.
One can
Give him a name.
is the ability to change your name. Can I refer to you as something else?
Sure, boss.
He looks over at Esther. We're not doing what you're about to say, so don't even think it.
I don't vote. We're not naming the horse Cornelius. That's your name.
Yes, Cornelius.
It is not my name. Don't listen to her.
Listen to me. I know the truth.
She is lying.
I'm not.
Assume she is lying unless I say
You're
otherwise.
confusing the poor thing. Look at him, he's all discombobulated.
His eyes are literally cross-eyed.
This is that whole thing. Like, have
Let's
you
call
seen
him
that clip
Bob.
of Steven Universe? It's like, call me lasagna. Yes, pink lasagna.
We can name him
no one-
discombobulated, Bob for short.
I like that, actually.
And Bob for
I
bubbly
don't-
eyes.
I don't know.
Rubs his head against yours and goes, your choice, boss.
Aww.
2 B's,
about-
4 letters for 4 words.
What about Portal?
Gives a look. What about it?
That could be his name.
Oh, I thought you meant how we were gonna get into the city.
No.
Mm. Do you Did you have a name previously when you knew me or an iteration of me?
Who?
I think you cut out.
I had a few.
What were they? Did you have a favorite one?
You hear him say things in languages that Rosalind, even you don't understand.
Hmm.
It was long ago.
Anything in Celestial?
What's celestial?
He says, "Can you understand me?" in Celestial.
I can always boss.
Oh, okay, that's how that works then.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Actually,
Is that the horse?
no, that was me confusing something real quick.
Wait, so does he understand?
Yeah, no, he does. But just I was gonna add something, but I realized I might need to check my notes before I actually say that out loud.
All right. I mean, would Bolt be too on the nose?
No, it'd be suiting.
It figures that you would want to name a horse Bolt, and she kind of reaches over and taps his crossbow bolt case.
I,
Ashta and
it.
his
I'd go with it.
he's just like, I don't. The first two letters are throwing me for a loop in both of the suggestions.
Ah,
Oh,
Bub.
what about low flop? No, that doesn't work. You could always call him Celeste.
What about Rayla Jr.?
Nice try.
What about
Honey.
Rayla Jr.?
We can call him Rayla Jr. This is obviously Rayla talking.
Yeah, he says that like, what about that horrible name? No, he doesn't say it, but it's the tone he uses.
What about that horse?
Hey,
Jeez.
Rayla is an elegant name.
It is
For a
actually, it's very
fairy.
good.
That's why he's Junior.
There are 7 different reasons why that's completely.
List them. Do it. I dare you.
He is much larger than you.
And
He is a horse and you are not.
that's sometimes.
He's a celestial and you're fey.
Sometimes.
The arrangement of limbs is completely off.
She makes a horse pose.
Good try, but no.
Makes a horse.
I'd hazard a
Right.
guess that the horse may be older.
That too.
Spirit in the shape of a fairy.
And he's the horse in the shape of a horse. What's your point?
Celestial
Yeah.
in the shape of a horse.
We're the same thing, basically.
Yes, well.
Do you know any ancient dead languages?
Pretty sure her just coughing up phlegm.
Right.
What about Pasher?
Sorry, say that again?
What about Pasher?
Sure. I'm not sure me, the player, is understanding that name.
Oh, it's an angel name. That's all. It just kind of came to mind.
Real quick, Conrad, is like Bible names or like angel names synonymous with like celestial stuff in this universe at all?
It's more so powerful Asimars from history,
Okay.
but effectively, yes.
All right. Well, how about Lucifer?
Lucy.
Your choice, boss.
I like that.
You can go with Lucy if you'd like. And he looks to everyone else.
Yes.
A big smile.
The biggest.
Hey, you keep my daughter out of this, Stefan.
So with an I and not a C, there's a difference.
Alright, fine.
Also, I'm going to assume Lucifer is the biggest edgelord in terms of like Asimar hero lore.
Oh, Ash picked an edgy name for a fallen angel for his horse. I'm a big surprise.
No, exactly,
Oh.
but they, like I'm fully like you can't tell me otherwise that the story of Lucifer is not the edgiest bullshit ever. Like,
Oh, absolutely. He was like the first like fallen Asimar, basically.
yeah, okay, perfect. Oh, let's go with that then.
And the horse is made of fire anyway.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Anyhow,
Okay.
okay.
By the way,
Okay.
as a note, I'm never making a stat block for this thing because its stats always change.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Fair.
Okay, continuing.
So then,
Esther is with Aquarius, flying, and Ashta, of course, is on our newly dubbed Lucy. Can Lucifer carry all the rest of us is the real question here, or would Rayla have to get a little creative with a little bit of magic?
We
What's
can
your-
always just shift.
yeah, Asha will ask course. How many of us sized people do you think you could carry?
How far?
Up the mountain?
Top of that.
We don't have to go all in one burst. We can take breaks along the way as long as we can find a place to safely set down.
Aquarius kind of puts her hand up like, yeah, we're gonna have to take breaks for me to keep going.
Very, very fair. How long can you go?
4 hours at a time.
4 hours at a time.
Can we have like a general guess on how long it might take flying from here to there?
You can't even see the top of the mountain, dude.
Okay. That's not a number, but
Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
he is a ranger who knows maps and stuff.
Yeah, a map doesn't go up.
Map doesn't go up, but what would be the general assumed distance if everything was flat from where they are to the citadel?
Till it's like half a kilometer.
All right.
Just really steeply up.
Is space itself non-Euclidean? How are we doing this?
If it is, then it's even further up.
That's why I'm concerned. Okay. Well, we can. Zinnia, can you shift Earth at all anymore?
Shift, not today, and not as much as I could before. The most I could do is maybe shift myself into stone.
And
Aquarius puts her hand up and goes, I can still shift Earth.
All right. Oh, we might use that. On the note of taking a break and the like, although I assume it would have come up in the last 3 days, I assume the little hearth thing you usually do is out the window.
If you haven't noticed, yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't gone up since you guys were in the demiplane.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's not a thing anymore. Yay!
Anyway, question stands to the horse, to Lucy. How many can it carry for 4 hours going upwards?
Not my fastest, but 4. 5 maybe? But not fast.
How
Well,
much
4 is
it
enough.
cut down?
Sorry.
Like me fast? Horse has seen him use his own wings, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know this can go 120 feet per round.
Exactly. That's why he's.
So
Well, I guess Ashley got faster since then too. So
a little bit.
Ashley's
but
could do faster than 120 feet around.
He can do 90, can't he? Bonus action movement.
Haste.
Oh well, yeah. Haste the horse too. It could go 240, but
Yeah, I'm just saying Ashley can do it on himself. But
yeah, the horse never seen you do that. So.
But yeah, he's saying in relevance to his general land speed. How quick do you think? He
Okay,
could go?
look, a giant eagle can only do 80 feet fly, if that's what we're going with. So we're gonna pace anyway to match. So.
Well, that's also
you
why
can
I'm wondering.
You can easily assume half speed just for the sake of ease.
60.
Okay, so he'd be going 60.
He's basically encumbered. Yeah, he'd basically only 60 per round, plus dashing every once in a while as needed.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, I guess in that case, yeah. We could do 4 then.
And then that is all of us.
So Asha, Rosalind, Zinnia,
And Caius.
and Kais.
We could always shift.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, we could shrink one down and just keep the speed at 80.
Pocket Caius.
It's like pocket sand, but harder.
Rayla, make yourself a friend. And she Asha fastballs Rayla at Caius.
Caius catches it, and Rayla just goes, we could just stick Caius in the pot.
That is absolutely true. Why
I
did we
don't
not
trust
think
him
of that?
very-
Turn him into a squirrel anyways.
Okay, and Caius is now a squirrel.
And Astra picks up the squirrel and drops it in the pot.
Oh
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
Okay.
no.
Oh no!
They can't get in the
No,
pot
no, no.
otherwise. So.
no! Oh, you just drop him in and Pyrrhus pounces, squirrel dies, Caius is
you-
back and he's fine.
You hear, huh? Pyrrhus, you bitch!
And Pierce is like, "Arr."
Gnawing on Caius's leg.
Here, Esther's gonna call down into the pot. Please don't eat him, for the love of God. Yes, I know, but no, you're not eating him.
Tastes like flowers.
Astra like flicks in a silver coin.
Okay.
I guess, could the pot be a swear jar?
If you want. Pierce will complain.
I'm just thinking, like, that's the perfect thing.
You
Feed the swear dragon.
Swear in front of Pyrrhus, you feed him.
Alright,
Oh,
so...
that's a learning experience for him.
Alright, so saddle everyone up.
As a note, I assume Ember and Thorn are just kind of sticking to you guys.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
muzzle close.
Imagine, yeah, Thorn's like around the neck like a scarf, and like maybe Ember's like in the hood or like in the front of the the cat that sticks its head out of the front of the shirt. Like
That's
that
basically what I imagined for Ember most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Ember's almost.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ember's just a
I'm
happy
sure.
little boy.
Yes.
Yep, and you see Aquarius just like morph into actually a giant owl.
Esther
Which for the sake of this,
down.
which for the sake of this, is the same stats as the giant eagle.
Yeah, fair.
But- Giant owl, like big downy fur, like it's
just a flatter face.
Is it a snowy owl?
it's like a barn owl.
Oh, no, it'd be a snowy owl.
Oh, is it actually called a snowy owl? I can remember the name of that owl
Yeah,
species.
it's a snowy owl.
It's
Barn
because
owls
she's
are
from the
different.
plane of ice.
It's called a snowy owl or not? I thought it was
Yeah.
called like a snow barn owl or something like that.
No,
Okay,
snowy
yeah,
owl.
it's basically a huge snow owl.
Yeah, barn owls are the ones with like the round, flat faces.
They got the heart face. They're my
Right,
favorite.
okay. It's Hedwig. It's a really big Hedwig.
Yes, snowy owl.
Esther starts jumping down.
Oh my
And
god,
you see-
Esther is just surrounded by owls. She's got an owl in the shirt and she's riding on an owl's back.
Basically. Owl in the shirt and a soon to be owl in the pants. Look, Aquarius can't make the joke, so I'm going to, okay?
Esther's belt is like coral.
Anyways, Aquarius like motions to like basically get going.
Yeah, we get going.
I get to fly. Fly.
Like an owl. Yeah, so you guys basically just fly for 4 hours on the back of the horse, and there's no, like, there's a saddle for Ashta. The saddle, like, barely helps you guys at all.
So basically,
more so-
we're just a little conga line of clinging to Ashta and then, whoever's behind.
I imagine more likely you guys are in front of Ashta, just because he has the best seat, so it's harder to push him off.
Can fit both. In front of Ashta. Can you?
I mean, yeah, you can just move the saddle back and then hold the reins.
Also, did y'all see that quote? You're arrested for having 4 people on a moped.
Yes, we did, and it's perfect.
This is
Pretty good.
precisely that. Fuck, guys.
I'm also just thinking, Rosalind would have to have both legs to one side.
Oh, yeah, the dress.
Oh, dang. Yeah. The skirt's roomy, but maybe not that roomy without hiking it up a little too much for comfort.
And we're not doing the movie like Terror of the Side.
Nope.
Um,
Though that was
Rosalind,
in
roll me an
some,
intelligence check.
though that was in some of the books she read as well.
Yeah, Rosalind, roll me an intelligence check.
9.
Okay. Yeah, you know how you normally ride a horse, so...
Okay, can she be the one sandwiched in between Ashta and Zinnia in that case for security?
Probably. You can probably, like, stick one of your feet in the stirrup.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys just
I just imagine like Ashta has the reins and like the two arms are like on both sides of Rosalind, such that there's like less like issue of just sliding backwards.
basically, yeah. And then just Zinnia in the front, just hair flying back in your guys' face.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you guys start flying, and like
Oh,
the
come
whole
on, the
time you're
hair is
flying,
up.
No,
it's
Zinnia.
up, but it's still flying. Trust me, I know this from just personal experience on roller coasters.
Fine.
Esther's gonna like whisper to Aquarius, "Can you do a flip?"
The owl turns its head around to look at you because it can't shake its head.
Esther's just gonna. Can we go
How's Esther
faster?
riding the owl?
Hopefully,
Clinging onto the back.
basically, it's basically a piggyback ride.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it like arms around the neck kind of thing?
Just limbs are engulfed by feathers.
Probably like a rope tied around Aquarius just to have handles, basically.
Yep.
It's not comfortable. It's soft. It's not comfortable.
I want to slightly imagine that Ember is doing the thing. You know when you hold a dog above water?
Oh no. Ember is like enjoying the warmth of being between you and a downy owl. Like that is a happy bird right now.
I'm just imagining like as the wind's going, like the wings kind of spread out for a bit and flap a little.
Yeah. Well, honestly, probably wouldn't have room. He just basically sticks to the inside of the feathers so he doesn't go flying off.
All right,
Because he is a tiny, tiny owl.
I'm sure he could catch up.
He can't. Yeah, so you guys fly, and the whole time you're flying, you can't hear a thing except for wind. And the wind is like in your eyes too. Like your eyes can probably take like a pair of those glasses, those kind of things, to keep you being like blind the whole way up.
Ash just
It is-
throws on the shades.
Basically, yeah, and it's hard to see even with them. You can't hear shit.
Fane
And, like,
walkie-talkies.
basically, it's like the only way you guys can communicate. Yeah, and you guys just fly, and for like 3 hours, it's just that. It's monotonous. You don't have enough room to pull out books. You don't have room to do much of anything except for hold on and hope for God you don't fall off. Around at the end of like the 3rd hour, maybe halfway through into the 4th, a sound that everyone can hear goes off. For a second, you think it's thunder from the top of the mountain.
Oh no.
Until as you look up, you see the side of the mountain just a small piece would basically just explode outwards, and like rocks go sailing down the mountain. Nowhere near you guys, but it's noticeable, even with the difficulty in perceiving things around you. And after a second, you see crawling out of that hole a red dragon carrying like a tarp beneath its 4 arms, filled with something, fly out of the mountain. It's got like javelins on the side of its neck. It's like one of its wings has a massive tear in it, and it is just flying out to the east or the west. And behind it, you see a number of like smaller draconic-looking things and like wyverns and things like that, all come after it, all holding various things. This is like way above you guys in the mountain, and from the top of Citadel, you assume, like just through the clouds, you see a massive like lightning bolt just gouge through like the back half of the dragon, and it like falters for a second. Like part of the gold and stuff in the tarp just kind of falls to the ground, but it just keeps flying on and keeps going. And as the things kind of like pass above you guys, they don't pay you much mind, but you do see from one of like the minions flying behind it, some humanoid-looking thing just drop out of one of the claws and just go sailing past you guys.
Past?
Yeah, like between basically the horse and the owl.
Ash is gonna tell the horse to go into a dive and try to catch whatever dropped.
All right,
Esther was doing the same thing.
Rosalind's
you guys
holding
just start diving.
Yep, Rosalind's holding
And
a
Ash will
fly
basically, like-
spell to cast on
Yep.
anybody who falls off or on whatever we catch up to if she can touch them.
And Ash is basically like putting his arms like as far forward with the reins as he can to like keep both of them in place.
You like hike up your arms like you're holding almost like close to the neck. And you see the horse basically just take its wings and just almost cover you, the top of you guys, like a cocoon. You can still see it at the sides. As he just dives like faster than the owl. Esther, as you see them just go way past you. Roll me let me actually I'll roll this because it's the horse, not you.
And Ash is also just holding on a reaction if he can, if there's the need, his Divine Soul.
Okay, yeah. The horse like catches up with the humanoid, and you guys can see it at the side right now. If Rosalind, you want to cast that fly spell, you can. Because it's a ranged spell, right? Not a touch.
It is touch.
It is touch. Okay.
It is.
So it like tries to maneuver you close. It's like there's like a small gap you can't quite do unless you like balance on the edge of the stirrup that you got your foot in.
Zinnia,
Yes,
can you catch him?
I'll
If
I'll try.
She's gonna cast fly on Zinnia specifically, and
Zinnia
just
will-
because there's 3, it's also on Ashta and Rosalind just for time being.
Zinnia will cast guidance on themselves and go for just a catch. And if they
Yeah.
can't cast guidance, they'll immediately go for a catch towards them.
Yeah. Yeah. You can cast guidance, like just like a tap on your chest and then jump forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not much to it. You just kind of jump and go for it. You grab onto the person. You get a better look. It seems to be a dwarf of some kind. He's missing just an entire arm, and it doesn't look good. He's like completely pale. You're not sure if he's conscious, but you've caught him, and you can continue in the dive right now just through momentum, but you can choose to stop it if you'd like.
Yeah, you natural like again like even out and slow down.
Yeah, so you guys kind of like pull out of the dive, like closer to the ground, not particularly close, but you're still on the side of the mountain. And yeah, so you cast Spare the Dying, and you see the thing, like the bleeding basically in the arm, slow down a lot. And yeah, you guys are just kind of keeping even. Got about maybe 20 minutes left before Aquarius's owl form drops.
Find a place to land.
And,
Esther will give a thumbs up.
and the horse kind of goes, yes, boss, friend, and just heads towards basically even with you guys in elevation towards the side of the mountain. Eventually lands on the side of it at like a 40-degree angle. He's got his hooves on the side, but at the moment you guys don't worry too much about falling out.
Asha will throw up.
I thought you meant he was gonna vomit. It's like, wow.
Yeah, over the course of like 30 seconds or so, you see most of the wounds kind of stitched shut on the arm. Zinnia, you doing anything in the meantime?
Hold on, it's 1 minute and 1d6 a round.
Yeah, over the course of like 30 seconds, he's pretty much healed up.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of healing on me.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. I have mass cure wounds and mass healer because because we all get fucking hurt.
Alright, so Ash is still on like small healing duty. Got it.
I mean, makes sense. Yeah. Basically stop on the side of the mountain. You see Aquarius kind of rub you basically onto the mountain, Esther. Like, trying to get you off, basically on the side of the mountain so that they're on the edge.
She gets off.
And you see her, like, turn back to her normal form and, like, grab your hand and say, hold on while I get us a better place to stand. And she just, like, morphs the side of the mountain into this small alcove for you two to stand while she begins forming the rest so that everyone else gets a place to sit.
Esther's just thinking, oh, she's holding my hand. Nice.
And you can see she is, like, laser focused on what she's doing. The dwarf, like, opens his eyes and goes, and he says something. Does anyone speak Dwarvish?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and you hear him say, like, where am I? Who are you? Are you an elf?
No. Well, that one is. Points towards Zinnia briefly.
Yeah, and he looks to you and goes, you don't look like a dwarf.
No. I do speak the language. I studied it.
Oh, okay. You see him, like, go to, like, rub his head with the hand that's missing. Then it doesn't happen. He looks down at his arm and he goes, oh, God. Okay.
Hold still.
Put me down?
Yeah. You are down.
Hi.
We're on the mountainside.
Oh, Um. All right.
There seems to have been an attack? A dragon?
Yeah. Um.
We saw it leave. You
Makes
fell.
sense. Oh, I guess they took a snack with them.
They appear to have tried.
I mean, you can see the Zinnia. Roll a medicine check real quick.
Alrighty. 24.
It looks like his arm was torn off at the elbow.
Oh.
He might have just been carried by that arm, and it just.
Lovely.
Well, Ash'll also just like start taking out some bandages and wrapping it up.
Yeah, and he's like not even looking at you, and he just says, just briefed him out as a thank you, and he kind of. You see him like focus for a second. He kind of goes, "Common."
Yes.
Yes.
All of
Yep.
us.
Not good. I'm okay at it.
She can translate. And he points to Rosalind. If you're
Actually,
better with Dwarvish.
well, I've studied it. I'm not necessarily a native speaker by any means, but I could potentially make this simpler on him for an hour.
He raises an eyebrow.
I have a spell.
Oh. Well, I think we're going to be here, and well, I don't doubt that there's anything. I think we can be at least a bit spending with our resources. So go
Let's
for it.
make this simple. We shall
And
cast
Aquarius
it.
just Aquarius just says, "I need an hour to get my abilities back, anyways."
Yep. And that lets Rosalind rest for an hour to get her spell slots back too.
Yeah, and you see him kind of go, "Oh, you guys, oh."
You should
Okay,
be able to understand us, and we will understand you whatever language you use.
Yes, thank you, Miss Human Lady.
Lady Rosalind's help there. Remember it.
Sure.
What happened to you?
I think I got attacked by a dragon. If what you guys say is true, I don't remember much. I just remember something hitting me in the back of the head, and then I was unconscious. I'm a guard for a bank.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
the dragon
you're
did
lucky we
fly off
caught you.
with a tarp very full of what looked like scattering gold coins. So
We just watched a dragon heist.
Oh my god, we did.
Oh, I just lost my job.
Out of character, he's just like, we just watched a one shot.
Well,
Basically.
you lost a bit more than your job.
Yeah, don't remind me.
If it weren't for us spotting you, you might be a lot flatter version of yourself on the side of this mountain.
You would
Like
be a completely disgusting pile of human remains splattered on the
all
side.
right, thank you.
Okay, Esther.
Bright side, you kept your life. Let's leave it at that.
my boss isn't gonna be happy with that, but I guess we'll see. Where are you guys from? Why are you able to catch me from the side of the mountain? Who are you?
We were traveling up to Citadel.
Why didn't you just teleport?
Teleportation is a little bit risky lately.
Oh, I guess that's more of a upper level issue. You don't use much teleporting down there.
Yes, you could perhaps say that.
So you're going up to Citadel or down to Citadel?
Up first. We need to speak with someone.
Do you mind dropping me off at wherever the dragon came out of? I need to get back home.
Of course. Can you give us about... Well, I'd say about an hour, but... Lucy, do you think that you and Ashta could fly this one up there and then return to us in that hour?
Probably. You see the dwarf kind of look at the horse and go, "Is that because of your magic too?"
It's because
Yes
of some
and
kind
no.
of magic.
You wouldn't understand it because it's speaking common, but
Oh. Okay. Yeah, if you can get me home quick as possible, I'd like to know what the hell just happened.
It'll take
Honestly,
some time.
we should like to know as well.
do you have any family that might be concerned about your well-being?
I got a lot of family concerned. We'll see, depending on what.
Oh, that's such a mood.
I'd if it's fine with, I wouldn't want to leave the group. I'm fine with getting him there sooner. It'd probably help him. But do you think it'd be possible we could just send him in Thorn on Lucy here?
You need to go because of the wings.
Exactly.
Right. Don't suppose you could wait an hour, could you?
Connie.
Nope.
He gone.
Conrad's gone.
Well, we lost him.
Whoops.
Dwarf
Yeah,
goes
because-
unconscious.
Yep. Yeah, because Astraeus is like tighten up the bandage. He's like, huh! No, but Astra does not want to leave the group.
Okay, fair. I'm vaguely imagining it as a quick there and back, but that's fair.
It might be more like it's gonna be at least a bit of travel time. Like we weren't almost there by any means.
I suppose. That's true. There he is.
The dwarf kind of goes like, I don't mind waiting. I mean, I think I at least owe you guys lunch, don't I?
Well, I guess we do need someone to help us around town.
Yeah. Well, I can't help much on Citadel, but if you want to come down to the Citadel, I can provide you a meal.
God, are the names as bad in Dwarvish?
No.
Is it actually two different words?
Oh yeah. And he says two words, and they both sound like Citadel to you because everything's translated right now.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, they're the same for us. So
Magic, right? They're a lot more distinct. I guess the word for us would be heart of the mountain, whereas the one up top is the mind of the mountain.
Oh.
and meanwhile
that
we have
distinction.
like, and he doesn't mean the place, he means the noun. We have Citadel and we have the Citadel.
See, that just sounds like the same thing to me. Well, different, because Dwarvish. I'm hearing this in Dwarvish. Are you hearing this in Dwarvish?
No, we're doing common.
Okay, then yeah, I think this is a very fruitless conversation right now.
Just whatever. Well, we have at least a bit more time to kill.
Wait to go phrasing.
Wait, what?
Rather not have my time killed anymore.
That's very fair. However, I need to rest to regain some spells. And she'll settle back, she'll search through packs until she finds the book, and she'll crack it open at wherever she left off last.
She'll just give out a sigh.
Yeah, anything else that works for me. And you see him with his other arm, he reaches into like a little pocket of his and he pulls out a Pop-Tart and starts eating it.
Yes, the Pop-Tarts!
Oh, I forgot about that.
He's
Oh,
on a
God.
mountain.
I'm so confused. What the fuck?
Dwarves invented Pop-Tarts!
Oh fuck,
In
yeah,
this
that's
world.
true.
Okay.
For you guys to get back to Citadel.
Do we remember the name of the dwarf we talked to last time?
You might, I don't.
Okay, well, can Azrael just basically ask, like, you don't happen to know a blank, do you?
He kind of looks at you and goes, the 32nd or the 34th?
I'm not sure.
Yes.
Well, if it's one of those two, I know, but there's like 4 other ones right now, I think.
Is the... I think he's a... Are there any of them younger or older?
Well, one's much younger than me, and one's like 60 years old only. The one I know, though, is the 34th. The 32nd is 120, 150, pretty young still.
Maybe. Who knows? Regardless.
He points the Pop-Tart and says, "Want a bite? I think I owe you."
You know what, yeah.
If you take it, it tastes really good. Like the one you guys had before was good. This one is like fantastic. This is some
a
Indiana
Pop-Tart.
conductor.
This is a toaster strudel.
Sort of. It's like this is like the authentic thing.
Exactly. Pop-Tart versus toaster strudel.
Sure, I've never eaten either. So
Um. Ash will just feign over to Zinnia. You're a cleric, right?
Yes.
I think you know what I'm asking, but can you?
I don't know what you're asking. I don't
We
know
have
what
we have a man missing a limb.
clerics can do that.
They're they're like nexus of healing. They can bring people back from the dead.
I
I would think it would go hand in hand. Nope, not intended.
think I know I can bring people back from the dead. I don't know if I can bring an arm back from a dragon.
I mean, grow him a new one. You remember? You lost yours. You remember?
I know, but that was a druid who did that.
Yeah, I think that's a druid thing.
that druid was a little bit special.
I know. I forget the name of the spell because I know Keelif had it. Regenerate.
Regeneration.
Oh, it's a 7th level spell, man.
Yeah, no, but Asher's asking, like, hey, like, yeah, you were a kind of lower thing druid. It's probably a stronger druid thing. You got any new bells and whistles with the cleric?
Not with limbs. That's like a. I know I could have been able to do it as a druid, but like even more powerful. I don't think I have enough. I can
Alright,
just keep him healed for a bit. I'm sorry. I can make sure he's not dead.
I can do that too.
Shit. I can
He's-
remove a
he-
curse. Is he cursed?
And he like looks over and just would he, like, can they either of them tell if he's cursed at all?
Roll a religion check.
Is he cursed?
Oh my god.
Fuck if I know.
I mean,
know.
he's got some pretty shitty luck.
I mean, by the gods, who knows?
Apparently that's a fucking curse now. So
Then Asher gives the mental feign equivalent of a shrug and just kind of walks
Yep,
off
see, he gives the same.
where do you walk off to?
the edge of the mountain.
Left.
I assume we have like 5-10 feet to play with here.
You don't have a ton. Aquarius is still building a place for you guys to stand.
Okay, fine. He looks away. Whatever. The conversation ends.
Yeah, you could just say like that's
The,
it.
the hang up on the Skype call. Okay. The thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so we hang up.
All right. Anyone else doing anything in the meantime?
I think that's where we're gonna end the session for now.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can Rosalind, while she's reading, look up Fane over to Ash real quick and say, I can't believe it, but a character just swooned in this. There,
He looks
I'm
over.
done.
He looks over. Just. Do you think you could do better?
Haven't I already?
I don't read those books, and no, I'm not going to find out. Feign hang up sound. Oh, and I guess just a small thing. I don't know if he. Yeah, he'll do it just to try it out, and he'll, because I assuming tongues supersede fly, so they don't have fly on them anymore.
No, tongues doesn't require concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, it says it right there. Just duration hour.
All right.
Concentration. Fly only lasts like 10 minutes, though. So.
Okay, yeah, and they basically had half an hour of healing him. So in that case,
No, they had 30 seconds of healing him.
right, Thursday. Yeah, no, fucking numbers. Regardless, he's gonna do Radiant Soul, and I specified to you at least, like you were fine with it. What happens when he gets it upgraded, right?
Conrad?
Yep, go for it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and he's just gonna be like, I'm going to give a quick check around. Just a quick scout to make sure there's no other dragons coming out of mountains. And he'll pull up his wings, and there's now 2 sets. One of the regular and a bit higher up, and a smaller set below them.
You see the dwarf just give you a look of like, fucking above dwellers.
Yep. He doesn't, like, Asher probably doesn't notice it right away, and he just kind of like jumps off the edge and does a swoop around.
Fair enough. I'm going to roll a perception check.
Is it
Oh,
just me, or was he not like that before?
Yeah.
He didn't have wings before, from what I saw. You hear the dwarf say.
Oh, no. He's had wings before. He's never had 2 sets of them.
17.
Yeah, it's a mountainside. You see some other colorful smears on the side of the mountain.
Can he scrounge for any like gold that fell off the dragon?
If you'd rolled higher, yeah.
Okay.
The smears are not gold, however.
Okay. Or, like, can he check for any survivors by off chance?
From this high, you can see they're not alive.
Okay.
They're very much not alive.
Just making sure there's not like a 1 in 100 dude. But
100
okay.
dude.
And then he'll. Oh, also, how's the air this high up?
You're not that far up.
Really? Because you made it sound like we were going that far up.
We haven't gone all the way yet.
Okay.
3 hours at 80 feet around? Yeah, you're not high enough up there. That'd be a major issue.
Alright. Yep. And then he'll just kind of drop back down and land back on the platform. Hope maybe a bit more of it now.
Yeah, it's slowly growing. It's like a time lapse of a thing of grass.
Yeah. I'm assuming he has like 10 seconds left of wings. There was more like him, but not much else.
And I think that's where we're in the session in that case.
Alright.
See, I don't know what that is in miles, Ariels. That doesn't help.
Yeah, sorry. I'll go ahead and end the recording, and then we'll do math, I guess.
Oh boy.
Figure out how
Actually-
many miles up we are.
How many approximate miles is it per? Or how many feet per mile is generally? Is it
I don't know.
2,100?
5,280.
Oh shit, you guys are pretty far up then. Okay.
Yeah.
Air's getting thin. You're still not at the top.
Alright.
Yeah, we are 31.81 repeating miles up. So close to 32 miles up.
Yeah, then it's like 100 and something kilometers before it's like really bad. So yeah, you're getting to uncomfortable things, but it's nothing you guys haven't dealt with just easily before.
Okay. Now I'll stop recording, so we have that on record.
Alright.
Alright.